The weekend is just around the corner. Of course, we're talking about Saturday and Sunday, not the music artist. If the music artist was just around the corner, that would be stalking. That would be creepy. That would be grounds to call the police.
Yeah, plus they misspell it.
Who does?
The musician.
He misspells it.
Yeah.
Well, he's too busy writing tunes, not writing words. Come on, Steve. Hey, we got a lot going on today. This morning, we will be airing part 1 of episode 2 of our data center deep dive. If you may remember, last month we did a deep dive on the city council's perspective of this whole Joplin data center saga. Today, we'll be taking a look at a local organization that is working to try and slow or even stop the data center project. Good morning.
The Four States News, Talk, and Severe Weather Station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin. A free service of Zimmer Market. It's 6 o'clock.
Cuba is calling them terrorists who came from the U.S. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The 4 people shot dead and 6 wounded right off the coast in a speedboat registered in Florida.
It is highly unusual to see shootouts in open sea like that.
And Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. will do its own investigation.
The Cuba government says that when this boat entered their waters, a border guard approached them wanting to get more information, and that's when the shots were fired. It happened about a mile off of Cuba's north coast. Cuba's Interior Ministry said the 10 passengers were Cuban nationals living in the U.S., and some had a known history of criminal and violent activity, and they claimed the group wanted to carry out an infiltration for terrorist purposes.
Fox's Stephanie Bennett. The U.S. and Iran are talking again now in Geneva indirectly through a mediator as President Trump demands Iran scale back its nuclear program while a U.S. military buildup continues in the region.
Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has told state TV that weapons of mass destruction were banned by the country's supreme leader. That clearly means, says President Pezeshkian, that Tehran won't develop nuclear weapons. But experts say Iran has since enriched uranium well beyond the level needed for a nuclear power program.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The same American envoys in those talks will sit down with the Ukrainian officials today, still trying to end Russia's war. There's more of 2020 election fallout at the FBI. The director's angry about the scrutiny he was put under before he took charge of the bureau.
Fox confirms the FBI seized Kash Patel's and now White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles' phone records in 2022 and 2023 as part of the investigations into President Trump's effort to overturn the 2020 election results and retaining classified documents when he left office. Patel and Wiles were Trump aides named in investigations. Patel calls the subpoenas of his phone records outrageous and alarming. Meantime, at least 10 FBI employees who worked on the classified documents case were fired Wednesday.
That's Fox's Chris Foster. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. We're heading for a high of 66. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith following sports. That'll be at 6:08. It's 45 in Neosho, 41 in Pittsburgh, 45 in Galena, 45 in Joplin. AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk KZRG. A death investigation underway in McDonald County.
This after the body of a man from Joplin was found partially submerged in a creek nearly a week and a half ago. Now, the circumstances surrounding 43-year-old Derek Cochran's death remain a mystery at this time, but deputies are asking for any information that you might have or might know about. And we did do a background check on Cochran's past. He's been a registered sex offender since 2011 when he was convicted of sodomizing a 10-year-old girl. I'm Ty Albright, News Talk KZRG.
Honoring fallen Christian County deputies. Southwest Missouri Congressman Eric Burleson paying tribute to Gabriel Ramirez and Michael Hyslop on the House floor.
Their courage and sacrifice stand in stark contrast to the evil that they confronted. Today, we grieve for 2 families who have lost sons, husbands, and brothers. And we honor public servants who answered the call to stand between danger and their neighbors.
The 2 deputies were shot and killed by a man with a long criminal history who was also fatally shot during gunfire. This all happening early Tuesday morning.
Obamacare is unaffordable. Listen to this exchange between Oklahoma U.S. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen and Senator Bernie Sanders.
So how about we work together and say, hey, so scrap ACA, admit it doesn't work, admit you guys made a mistake, and let's work at something with President Trump to make affordable health care healthy and affordable for everybody, but there's zero chance you guys could do that. Anyways, I ranted too long. Let's talk about some...
Yes, you did.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask your opinion on that. And if I cared about your opinion, I would ask you, but I don't care about your opinion.
Well,
you're part of the system. You're part of the problem. You've been sitting here longer than I've even been alive. This is your problem. You should have fixed this a long time ago. You've been railing on it so long. What have you been doing?
I've decided not to run for Surgeon General.
President Trump says his plan in Trump RX will fix the problems of the ACA. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. 45 at going on 605 News Talk KZRG.
There's something special going on today. Zimmer Marketing General Manager Mark Zimmer telling News Talk KZRG.
Wednesday and Thursday this week, Zimmer Marketing and Kicks 102.5, Big Dog 97.9. We're raising funds for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We do it every year. It's very near and dear to our hearts. And St. Jude, they've helped children with cancer from all 50 states, including children right in our own backyard here in Joplin and around the 4 states. No family ever receives a bill from St. Jude. Travel or hotel accommodations for care. And the only way that's possible is by fundraisers like this that we do every single year. All funds go to researching and treatment of childhood cancer.
That radiothon happening on our sister stations is running until 6 tonight.
Heads up for Carthage. The old Garrison Avenue Bridge on the north side of the city will be closing this morning. Some apparently significant structural issues were found by a MoDOT inspection, so they're going to be shutting the bridge down for now as city leaders weigh their next steps. Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk KZRG.
In MLB spring training action, the Cardinals beat the Mets 6-0. St. Louis is back at it today at noon against the Astros. The Royals and Mariners tied at 8. Kansas City's back in action today against Arizona at 2. In D2 basketball, Washburn beat the PSU women 71-56, while the Ichabod men beat the Gorillas 88-49. Central Missouri women earned a 73-64 win over the MSSU women, while the UCM men earned a 95-69 win over the Lion men. In prep basketball, district action, Wheaton beat the McCauley girls 37-31. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Your news is service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Sell your unwanted gold and silver directly to the refiner for top dollar. They also sell gold and silver bullion. Galena Liberty Pawn, 708 South Main, Galena, Kansas. I'm Steve Scott.
And time, Ted Bojorquez.
Next news at 6:30. Breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Sunny, dry, and warm through Saturday. There's rain next week. 66 the high today. 74 tomorrow. 78 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
A service of Buffalo Run Casino and Resort, proud to welcome Chase Beckham to the Peoria Showplace stage Saturday, March 14th. Get your tickets for this 18 and up show now at buffalorun.com.
Clean sweep this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar, although I did have some raindrops on my windshield when I started coming to work this morning.
Raindrop.
Yep.
Drop top.
Yep. 45 in Neosho, 41 in Pittsburgh, 45 in Baxter Springs, 45 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 6:08.
Hi, this is Ty Albright, your weather expert on News Talk KZRG and Zimmer Marketing. Whether it's for getting your weather forecast or for who's at your front door, who you trust really matters. As the snow and ice melt, storm season's right around the corner, and I want you to be ready for what's coming. Strong winds, heavy rain, and hail can turn small roof problems into big ones fast. That's why I trust Cole and the guys at Superior Roofing and Construction. Make sure your home is ready for storm season. Find them online at superiorroof.net.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/Mike.
Following the attacks on 9/11/01, FDNY firefighter Daniel Foley assisted in the rescue and recovery efforts at Ground Zero. Daniel spent months and months searching for victims. Now, Daniel's death was the direct result of 9/11-related cancer. He leaves behind his wife, Carrie, and their children. Tunnel to Towers paid the mortgage on the family's home. Join us. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
3 blind mice turn to 30 blind mice. They eat all your food. They chew up your shoe. The cold makes them look for a warm place to hide. They won't go away no matter how hard you try. Come bug away to get them out of your lap. Now there's 60 blind mice. Now there's 90 blind mice.
Hey, it's Doug and Rory from Bug Away Pest Control. Of course, we spend a lot of time on bugs, but we can help get rid of.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hey, Teresa, how you doing?
They also carry a number of viruses and diseases.
At Bug Away Pest Control, we can be quick as a cat to get rid of your rodent problem.
Remember, if you don't see our logo, it's a no-go. There's only one place where you can get Doug and Rory's pest-free guarantee.
We do exactly what we say. We keep the bugs and rodents away.
Customer satisfaction is our #1 goal at Bug Away Pest Control.
Radio infotainment live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. You're listening to News Talk KZRG. Depend on it. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Monday is in 4 days from now. Today's Thursday. Was that right?
Wow, you are correct.
Look at me. I got that
I can't
math
believe
down.
how the California education worked on you.
Ask me how many genders there are, Steve.
How many genders are there, Steve?
According to California education, which is what I was raised with, an infinite number of genders.
You didn't catch on. I added the word Steve at the
I
end.
caught on. I ignored it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Infinite number, huh? Well, it's going to be sunny today with the high of 66. Tonight, clear with the overnight low down to 43. 73 tomorrow with sunshine, and then Sunday or Saturday, it's going to be sunny with the high near 77. On Sunday, though, cool down. Showers likely, mostly cloudy with the high of only around 51. But enjoy at least through Saturday. It's going to be nice. And the forecast was calling for maybe a couple of raindrops in the overnight hours. I had them on my windshield on the way to work this morning.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Had to use the wipers to wipe them off.
Mm-hmm.
It's like wiping away tears from my windshield.
Tears that Steve often, discharges every time Mrs. Steve throws him in the doghouse once again. And he says to himself,
that's true.
Once more to the brink, dear friends, once
true.
more.
Almost sounds like a new song title, Tears on My Windshield.
Almost, but not quite. Hey, a lot going on today. Number one, at 7:10 this morning, you may remember a number of weeks ago, we did a little deep dive on the Joplin Data Center, specifically surrounding the Joplin City Council's decision to annex and rezone land that could become a data center, what their decision tree looked like, how they reached that conclusion, the mechanics behind it. Today, we are going to be airing episode 2, part 1 of episode 2 at 7:10. And this part of the Joplin Data Center deep dive saga surrounds a local grassroots organization that formed as a direct response to word of a data center potentially moving to Joplin and their efforts to curb a data center from coming into town.
Interesting.
So that's coming up at 7:10. We were going to be airing part 2 of episode 2 at 7:40, but there was a very interesting change that happened just late last night, and we'll be getting into that at 7:40.
Oh, no. A change?
The saga continues, Steve.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. So that's coming up at 7:10 and 7:40 this morning. Something else to keep in mind. The Zimmer Storm Center app totally rocks, and it's totally free to download in the App Store. Hey, today is also an exciting reason for another reason. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. They work to help kids with cancer. And today, KZRG's sister stations, Kicks 102.5, that's country music, and Big Dog 97.9.
That's rock music.
Classic rock, yeah. They are doing a radiothon today to help raise funds for St. Jude. So I'm going to tell you something that I'm not actually supposed to tell you, which is this.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
I know it's a secret between you, me, and the entire 4 states.
All right, go ahead.
All right, here it is. Turn KZRG off and go listen to Kicks and go listen to Big Dog because it is for a very good cause. And even more than that, donate today. Become a partner in hope today. Help these kids with cancer. It's not their fault. They're children, for crying out loud. Help them get the treatment that they need. Help our scientists potentially find a cure to help these kids out. And as a matter of fact, that might sound ridiculous. You might say to yourself, oh, there's no cure to cancer. That's never going to happen. Well, let me tell you something. When St. Jude opened up in 1962, childhood cancer was considered completely uncurable. Since then, the survival rate for cancer, for kids with cancer, went from 20% in 1962 to 80% in 2026. And that is because of efforts like the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and that is because of people like you donating to that research. So, yeah, maybe the survival rate isn't at a 100%, but going from 20 to 80% survival rate for these kids in just 60 years, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
That is not bad at all.
One other tip, you can go to this story at KZRNewsTalkKZRG.com, and there's a link down in the bottom where you can become a partner in hope as well by just clicking on that. It'll take you right to the form. And
what is a partner in hope, Steve?
Partner in hope is donating $19 a month to help wipe out all the expenses of the cancer and help to wipe out cancer for these children patients.
Yeah, exactly. So your donations are going to go to 4 very simple tenets, I suppose, for the St. Jude's network. Number 1, the families of the children with cancer will never, ever see a hospital bill. We're talking no bill for treating these children with cancer. Your donation helps with that. We're talking travel expenses. When these families, they find out their 3-year-old daughter, their 6-year-old daughter has child cancer, they have to fly to these hospitals. They have to fly to these specialized treatment zones. Your donations wipe that charge off of their card. It helps pay for their housing and for their food while they're getting this specialized treatment, not just for the children, but for their family as well. The other thing that it helps is that this idea of technology developing, it's expensive to get this research done. And the research is the backbone of the whole operation, right? And so your dollars help find that evolved technology, that evolved treatment. Science moves forward.
That is true. And this was all started by Danny Thomas, who was an actor from back in the 60s.
Danny Phantom?
No, Danny Thomas was his name. He was part of Desilu Productions, which included Lucille Ball and her hubby at the time.
She died recently, right? Lucille Ball?
She died a long time ago.
Oh, is that a while ago?
Yeah, it's been a while ago. But Danny Thomas's daughter, Marlo Thomas, is still the one that's running St. Jude's, or is the head of St. Jude's.
All right, well, there you have it. So, yeah, Kicks 102.5, Big Dog 97.9, our sister stations. They're doing their St. Jude Radiothon today. Go check it out. It is definitely worth it. Shifting gears from there, Steve, go ahead and hit the button.
Uh-oh.
You already know what it is. Precisely. Starting next Tuesday, March 3rd, road work beginning in Joplin. There will begin improvements to Zora Street between Duquesne Road and Hall Street, / Hall Street, I should say, and Missouri Highway 249.
That's been in the works for a long time. They put in a roundabout first part of it, and then they had to move all the power poles and all that stuff. So great that they're getting to the rest of the construction now.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to be, basically the goal is they're trying to make that road safer, that area safer, and they're going to try and make the ebbs and flows of traffic a little more effective. So what this means for you is Mo 249 truck traffic accessing the Joplin Webb City Industrial Park will be detoured via Newman Road to Duquesne Road or via Highway 171 to Madison Street. Even if you are not a trucker, if you take those roads, you're going to start seeing a lot more truck traffic on them. So keep that in mind. Now, local access to homes and businesses along Zora Road, that will be maintained through this project, which is good, but All other traffic will be detoured via Newman Road and continued on to Rangeline Road. So if you are not a trucker trying to access those industrial parks, you're still going to be seeing a detour in that area.
Yep, and through traffic, not going to do it. Not going to make it.
Not happening. So details can be found at newstalkkzrg.com. And, of course, whenever there's a big, construction project like this, my curiosity always starts to tickle, and I always want to know how much we're paying. How much does this cost?
Okay, so I'll take the bait. How much?
It's so much. No, it's not. It's $2.8 million is what's
bad.
going into this part of the project, that being funded by the capital improvement sales tax that Joplin voters approved.
Wow, and Webb City's also kicking in some money for it, too.
Oh, yeah? How much are they kicking in?
I don't know how much they're kicking in, but
All
I remember
right.
us having the story here about within the last year.
Well, there you go. Steve.
We even talked to the mayor about it, if I remember right, on a Monday with the mayor.
News Talk KZRG. We bring you part of the story.
Part of the
KZRG
time.
News Time, 620.
KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
During his State of the Union address, Trump reiterated Iran has 10 to 15 days to come to a nuclear deal or face dire consequences. Now Iran is vowing a more forceful response and says any U.S. troop operating in the Middle East will be an open target.
Number 2.
A Cuban Coast Guard vessel opened fire on a U.S. registered speedboat, killing 4 and wounding 6 others. According to Cuba, the speedboat opened fire on their Coast Guard first, and only then did Cuba use deadly force. An investigation underway.
Number 1.
Heartbreaking news. The crash in southeast Kansas taking the life of a Joplin teen. Around 7:45 Tuesday night, a car was on Turkey Creek Road about 3 miles north of Galena. The car crossed the center lane and struck a tree. Thoughts and prayers for the family.
Now, the KZRG question of the day on News Talk KZRG.
What are your thoughts on the Supreme Court ruling against Trump's tariffs? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or leave us an open mic message. Totally free to do so on the KZRG app. Coming up, what's going on with your money on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. If you're loving the weather, the sunshine, the warm temperatures, enjoy it, because by early next week, Mother Nature flips the switch. We've got rain and some cooler weather on the way. No rain through Saturday, though. 66 the high today. Even warmer tomorrow, 74, up to 78 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
I'm Jamie Bridgewater, owner of Bridgewater Roofing. Thank you for trusting Bridgewater Roofing for over 25 years. We are experienced roofers, not just salesmen. And because we are actual roofers, we know how to repair, replace, install, maintain roofs, and shoot you straight about what your roof needs. We've covered the 4 states for over 25 years, and we're ready to cover you too. Learn more at BridgewaterRoofing.net.
Bridgewater Roofing takes care of you.
The biggest and best gun shows in Missouri are the RK Gun Shows, and they're coming this weekend to the Joplin Expo. This weekend, RK Shows rolls into town with the best selection of guns, knives, hunting rifles, scopes, clips, shotguns, and accessories you've ever seen in one place. Bring your family, rain or shine. They have everything for the lovers of the right to bear arms. It's Saturday from 9 to 5, Sunday from 9 to 3 at the Joplin Expo. RK Gun Shows, proud supporters of the Second Amendment.
Our Senator Josh Hawley and Representative Eric Burleson are standing up for radio listeners like us by supporting legislation to keep AM radio in cars. They know the value of local radio in times of emergency. Now it's time for Congress to finish the job and pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Learn more at dependonam.com. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Hi, I'm Nurse Morgan at Oasis Medical in Joplin. If you've been thinking about Botox, filler, or collagen-stimulating treatments, here's the truth. The magic isn't in just one treatment. It's about how they work together. Neurotoxins soften lines and help you look more rested. Hyaluronic acid fillers restores natural volume and enhances your features. and biostimulators gradually rebuild your own collagen for firmer, healthier skin over time. When strategically combined, these results are balanced, refreshed, and beautifully natural. Not frozen, not overdone, just you, elevated. At Oasis, every treatment plan is customized. Whether you want a subtle maintenance or full facial rejuvenation, we designed it around your goals. Because confidence isn't about changing your face. It's about loving who you see in the mirror. Book your consultation online at oasissalonanddayspa.com or call 417-206-9999.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. NVIDIA's earnings are top of mind on Wall Street. The world's most valuable company reported better than expected fiscal fourth quarter results, clocking 75% revenue growth in its core data center business. The stock rose 1.4% upon the news. CEO Jensen Huang said demand for computing is off the charts as AI technology advances rapidly. Discord, the popular platform for gamers to communicate online, is postponing its controversial age verification policy after receiving swift backlash from users with concerns about their privacy. Company leadership says the global rollout of the system is now delayed to the second half of this year. Alphabet is bringing its robotic software company into Google. Intrinsic operated under Alphabet's Other Bets after graduating from its Moonshot factory. Intrinsic CEO Wendy Tan White said it will work closely with Google DeepMind. Futures are slightly lower. Yesterday, the Dow gained 307. That's your money now.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hey, your friend Sean Hannity here. Every weekday starting at 2, I am live on FM 102.9 and AM 1310 News Talk KZRG. Tune in. Stay up to date.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
No rain in the forecast until Saturday night. Then we have a 40% chance of showers, partly cloudy on Saturday night with the overnight low down to 41. Now for today, lots of sunshine, the high near 66. Tonight clear down to 43, sunny, 73 for tomorrow, 77 on Saturday. Wow, it's going to be warming up. Now, after we get that chance of showers on Saturday night, more showers are likely on Sunday, mostly cloudy, but a lot cooler. The high on Sunday, 51, with a 70% chance of showers, according to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Hey, it's 7:10 this morning. You may remember a couple of weeks ago we did a deep dive episode, little special programming regarding the Joplin Data Center saga. We have episode 2. That's going to be airing at 7:10 this morning. Now, our first episode, if you missed it, go check it out in the podcast section at newstalkkzrg.com. It's centered around the Joplin City Council and the mechanics behind how they made the decision to annex and rezone land that could become a data center. That was episode 1. In episode 2, we're going to be taking a look at a local grassroots organization that spawned as a result of the data center, and their whole goal is to try and stop it. So, we're going to be getting a deep dive on their efforts and some of the mechanics behind it. We were going to be airing part 2 of episode 2 at 7:40, but there was a little change. And so we're actually not going to be airing it at 7:40 because we're going to be taking part 2 and making it its own 2-part episode because there's been some new revelations regarding it. And we'll explain what all those revelations were at 7:40. But if you want to listen to part 1 about this organization, that's coming up at 7:10 this morning here on News Talk KZRG for a little special programming. Well, some bad news, shifting gears on you here. The Hopkins manufacturing plant in Miami, Oklahoma, done.
Yeah, it's toast.
Permanently closed. This resulting in the layoff of more than 100 local workers. Now, Miami, Oklahoma Mayor Bless Parker, along with Miami, Oklahoma City Manager Tyler Klein, they received word of this immediate closure on just Tuesday of this week. Came out of left field. Now, apparently this closure is part of broader issues, bigger issues with the Hopkins Manufacturing parent company, which is the First Brands Group. Apparently they've been facing some financial difficulties as of late, including even bankruptcy proceedings, talks of bankruptcy. And so they're closing up shop of some of their plants. And unfortunately, the plant in Miami, Oklahoma, which produced automotive parts, car parts, things like that, unfortunately, they were on the chopping block. And as typical for something being on the chopping block, they got chopped.
Yeah, it's very sad. Now, there were other factories as well, including Emporia, Kansas, and Edgerton, Kansas, where a planned sale of the company fell through earlier this week. That's the reason why it's leading to the hundreds more job losses all across all the locations, including Miami.
Yeah, we'll have more details for you on this later on this morning. But for right now, what you need to know is Hopkins Manufacturing Plant in Miami, Oklahoma, shut down. More than 100 local workers losing their jobs. It's unfortunate. Coming up, more news. Good morning.
At 6:30, I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Here's what's trending on News Talk, KZRG. U.S.-Iran talks resume.
Trump tariff fight goes on.
Cuba boat shooting. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG heading for a high of 66. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Following sports, that'll be at 6:38. It is currently 45 in Neosho, 41 in Pittsburgh, 45 in Galena, 45 in Joplin, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk, KZRG. The U.S. engaging in talks with Iran in the midst of heightened tensions in the country. Lucas Tomlinson has more.
Those indirect talks brokered by Oman's foreign minister in Geneva. It's not clear if the U.S. will actually engage Iran face-to-face. The notes are passed by intermediaries. Now, many see this as a last-ditch effort to prevent a war between the United States and Iran. And Vice President J.D. Vance shared a recent assessment about their nuclear program.
The principle is very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If they try to rebuild a nuclear weapon, that causes problems for us. And in fact, we've seen evidence that they have tried to do exactly that.
Axios reporting White House envoy Steve Witkoff told a private gathering on Tuesday that the Trump administration is demanding that Iran agree any future nuclear deal will remain in effect indefinitely.
President Trump remains committed to tariffs following last week's Supreme Court setback.
Despite the U.S. Supreme Court striking down President Trump's use of emergency tariffs, U.S. Trade Representative Jamison Greer says the administration's strategy is not changing.
So going forward, the tariff program is going to look a lot like the one we've had for the past year. That's what we're going for. We're going for continuity.
Greer tells the Fox News Rundown podcast he'll rely on alternative authorities to replicate the country-by-country tariffs imposed back in April. Still, some of those additional tariff authorities are either temporary, like a global tax imposed earlier this month, or require additional investigations to determine if limiting imports protects national security. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Cuba says that 4 on a speedboat were shot dead by its soldiers, and they were trying to infiltrate the country, according to Cuba.
Cuban troops killing 4 and wounding 6 others on board a Florida-registered speedboat. The government there now says they were Cubans who lived in the United States and were trying to unleash terrorism on the island. According to Cuba, the passengers of the speedboat fired first. The statement says that most of those on board the boat had a known history of criminal and violent activity. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. is gathering information to determine if the dead were American citizens or permanent residents. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
It is 44 now at 6:33. News Talk, KZRG.
Our sister stations Kicks 102.5 and Big Dog 97.9 are hosting the St. Jude Radiothon as they raise money for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. All the money goes to helping kids with cancer get the treatment they need. Zimmer Marketing General Manager Mark Zimmer telling News Talk KZRG.
If listeners would like to make a donation, it would be greatly appreciated. They can call 1-800-341-4731 and become a partner in hope. It's $19 a month, which today is a fast food meal for one.
The Radiothon runs until 6 tonight.
Zora drivers, get ready for detours.
It's a long-awaited project on a busy stretch of roadway. Construction crews are about to start widening the road between Duquesne Road and Highway 249. Now, local access to homes and businesses along Zora Street will be maintained throughout the project. Closures and traffic patterns will change as the project progresses. It all should be done sometime this fall. It starts on March 3rd. Steve Smith, News Talk KZRG.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. It is 44 at 6:35. News Talk KZRG.
In Missouri, absentee voting for the April 7 election started on February 24th. According to Jasper County Clerk Charlie Davis, for the first 4 weeks, you can vote absentee.
If you're going to be out of town or in the hospital or something of that nature, you can actually come to the courthouse and the court's building and absentee vote in person.
Anyone can absentee vote starting March 24th until the election. When you vote, bring your ID. Complete information inside the story at newstalkkzrg.com.
A major blueberry recall issued.
Federal regulators recalling 55,000 pounds of frozen blueberries in several states over a potential listeria contamination that could pose a life-threatening risk. The cases of the frozen blueberries from the Oregon Potato Company were distributed in Michigan, Oregon, Washington, Wisconsin, and also distributed across Canada. Symptoms of listeria infection include high fever, muscle aches, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. It is especially dangerous to pregnant women, newborns, and high-risk adults, including the elderly. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk KZRG.
In MLB spring training action, the Cardinals beat the Mets 6-0. St. Louis is back at it today at noon against the Astros. The Royals and Mariners tied at 8. Kansas City's back in action today against Arizona at 2. In D2 basketball, Washburn beat the PSU women 71-56, while the Ichabod men beat the Gorillas 88-49. Central Missouri women earned a 73-64 win over the MSSU women, while the UCM men earned a 95-69 win over the Lion men. In prep basketball, district action, Wheaton beat the McCauley girls 37-31. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Sell your unwanted gold and silver directly to the refiner for top dollar. They also sell gold and silver bullion. Galena Liberty Pawn, 708 South Main in Galena, Kansas. I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Next news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Now KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. If you're loving the weather, the sunshine, the warm temperatures, enjoy it, because by early next week, Mother Nature flips the switch. We've got rain and some cooler weather on the way. No rain through Saturday, though. 66 the high today. Even warmer tomorrow, 74, up to 78 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Nothing showing up this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. It's 45 in Neosho, now 39 in Pittsburgh, 44 in Baxter Springs, 44 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time 6:38.
This month, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Julie from Van Beesler Greenhouse and Feed Store gets our gardens ready for spring.
Wintertime is the perfect time to go ahead and get your garden ready for spring. Get you some mushroom compost, garden soil, and work it into your garden, and then you'll be ready when the timing is right. You're going to want to start with onions and potatoes mid-March. We offer seed potatoes, onion plants, and onion sets. Think about broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, some of your cold crops late March. And there's some seeds that you're going to want to purchase and get. Come on in and talk to us. We'll help you with the timing of your crops with different good tips to know. It's just a fun hobby to take on and so rewarding when you get those vegetables and taste the difference from store-bought. We will definitely be back in Joplin this spring at the Rock Yard at 8th and Schiffdecker. Really enjoy bringing our product over to the Joplin area.
Get 4 generations of gardening experience at Van Beesler Greenhouse and Feed Store, just east of Pittsburgh on Highway 126.
Our dogs bring us the most joy. They make the rough days better and the good days great. At All Dogs Dream, they hope for a world where every dog has everything they need. So they ask that you join them for their Spread the Love Drive. Donations of things like training treats, collars, leashes, and cleaning supplies like paper towels, soap, and laundry detergent are incredibly helpful for local adoption organizations. With All Dogs Dream Spread the Love Drive, they will be helping supply organizations who find loving homes for retired breeding dogs. And with your help, All Dogs Dream can ensure their needs are met while these organizations look for their forever home. Join them in the Spread the Love Drive at All Dogs Dream, just north of Neosho on Gateway Drive. Find more info and book your dog's reservation online at alldogsdream.com. Join us as we spread the love for those retired breeding dogs looking for forever homes at All Dogs Dream.
Where did you get that smile? Joplin Family Dental.
Hey, Dr. Poshton, I've got a riddle for you.
Sure, what's up, Dr. Kirk?
What's cavity fighting, calming, and covered in maple leaves?
Carthage Family Dental?
That's right. Joplin Family Dental has expanded and opened a brand new location in Carthage.
We're welcoming new patients and making appointments now.
And if you've ever wanted to try sedation dentistry, now's the time.
During March and April, new patients who qualify can receive free sedation your first treatment appointment.
It's just one more way we're making dental care easier, calmer, and more comfortable for the whole family.
And of course, you can still come see us on East 32nd Street in Joplin.
But now we'll be exactly where you need us in Carthage too, at 2337 Bear Lawn Drive.
Call and schedule an appointment at Carthage Family Dental today.
Or find more information at FamilyDentalofCarthage.com.
Where did you get that smile? Joplin Family Dental.
Clay Travis here.
And Buck Sexton. Make your day better and come hang with us from 11 to 2 p.m. right here on News Talk KZRG.
We talk news, politics, sports, and also some fun culture stuff, too.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Today is going to be nice. In fact, it's going to be nice pretty much all the way through Saturday. And then Sunday is when we get a chance of some rain coming in. Sunday today with a high near 66. Clear tonight, low down to 43. 73, that's right, 73 with sunshine tomorrow. 77 with sunshine on Saturday. Then we have a 40% chance of showers starting up on Saturday night, continuing through at least Wednesday. That happening on Saturday night with the overnight low down to 41. Then on Sunday, only 51 for the particular high. So in other words, another cold front is coming through. We're going to be talking with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith at 7:25 this morning.
That's coming to your way at 7:25. Coming your way at 7:10. You may remember a handful of weeks ago now, last month, we did a little deep dive special programming on the Joplin Data Center where we looked at the decision tree that the Joplin City Council made to annex and rezone land that could become a data center. We are going to be airing at 7:10 this morning, episode 2 of this deep dive. Tonight, this morning's episode focuses not on the city council, but on a local grassroots organization that is trying to do something about it. So that's going to be coming your way at 7:10. Happening all day today on KZRG's sister stations, Kicks 102.5 and Big Dog 97.9. That's country and rock music, respectively. They are hosting a radiothon until 6 o'clock this evening for the St. Jude's Children Research Center. St. Jude's, they do research to try and help childhood cancer. Well, not help the cancer, help the kids with the cancer, I should say.
And help to fight cancer in children.
Right, exactly. So if you want to help kids fight cancer, tune on in to our sister stations, Kicks 102.5 and Big Dog 97.9, to learn how you can become a partner in hope today, how you can help fight these childhood cancers.
And what exactly is a partner in hope?
I'm so glad you asked, Steve. Basically, you can donate $19 a month. And if you do that, that money is going to be going to the St. Jude's Research Hospital, and that money will be used to basically subsidize the cost of treatment for these families that have children with cancer, and also help subsidize the cost of research to help battle cancer, or at least try and find cutting-edge new ways of defeating cancer cells. Look at that. All right. Details at newstalkkzrg.com. Well, you may have heard this in the last newscast, but in case you missed it, Cuba's Coast Guard. Yeah, I'm going to say that again. Cuba's Coast Guard shot and killed 4 people and wounded 6 others aboard a U.S. registered speedboat.
Cuban troops killing 4 and wounding 6 others on board a Florida-registered speedboat. The government there now says they were Cubans who lived in the United States and were trying to unleash terrorism on the island. According to Cuba, the passengers of the speedboat fired first. The statement says that most of those on board the boat had a known history of criminal and violent activity. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. is gathering information to determine if the dead were American citizens or permanent residents. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
KZRG News Time 6:45. Apparently this happened in Cuban territorial waters just yesterday morning on the north side of the El Pino Channel, which everyone knows where that channel is. My favorite channel.
Where is it?
It's next to the La Pina Channel. So there you go.
You just like saying those words.
Before ESPN and after.
It's the Ocho, I believe.
Yeah.
No, it's by Cuba. Now, basically, the Cuban government claims they were terrorists. Now, the question is, were they American citizens or were they just on a Florida-registered boat? We're not sure yet. I imagine that the United States' response to this will be very dependent on whether or not they were American citizens.
Yeah, Marco Rubio said that the State Department is definitely looking into it.
Right.
I mean, if they were terrorists and they did fire first, then...
Well, then the simple question now just becomes, do we trust the Cuban government? Because it's they're the ones that are writing this narrative. Were they being completely honest? An investigation is to go in. Honestly, yeah, if they were shooting at the Coast Guard first, what is the Coast Guard supposed to do? Just sit there and suck up the bullets?
Up there, Americans, don't fire back.
Just let them kill us. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what comes out of it. What exactly the goal of... I don't understand the goal of any
breaks
terrorist.
Into Cuba?
They broke
Every
out
time I hear a story, it's Cubans trying to get to America. Who tries to get back into Cuba?
Maybe they're trying to liberate the rest of the Cubans that didn't quite make it.
So maybe they were actually terrorists.
Maybe.
Who knows?
The other thing you have to keep in mind right now, Cuba might be getting a little bit of pressure because of where they're not getting any fuel because of what Trump's actions were in Venezuela.
I read a story yesterday. They're in a total blackout.
That's what I heard something
Talking
along
about
that
Cuba?
lines.
Yeah.
Cuba's in a total blackout.
It's getting bad over there.
Really?
Because they're running out of fuel.
Yeah.
Oh, because of all the embargoes.
We're taking the tankers and stuff like that, the boats.
So how'd they get the fuel for the speedboat?
Well, they came from Florida.
No,
America has fuel.
I'm talking about the Coast Guard.
How far
Cuban Coast
is
Guard.
that?
Cuba?
From
It's
Cuba
like
to-
60 miles off the coast
Is it
of
really
Florida.
only that far?
I think it's like 60 or 50.
That's wild. So
It's
you can get to
real
Cuba
close.
in like an hour and a half?
I believe so. Look it up how many miles. It's something like 50 or 60, I think, so it's pretty close.
Just don't take the USS Minnow.
Yeah.
Not for a 3-hour tour.
Now, Florida Attorney General James Oltmeyer.
90 to 100 miles.
Oh, it's 90 to 100. Okay.
That's still
Still
short,
pretty
though.
close. What, 2 hour?
Yeah, that's
boat
less
trip?
than it takes me to, get to Kansas City or something like that.
Right. No, it's not bad at all. Now, the Florida Attorney General said that they have directed the statewide prosecution to work with federal, state, and local law enforcement to investigate this matter. But, things might be popping off with Cuba. This could be the spark that ignites the powder peg. I doubt it, but it could. So there you have it. Moving on from there, and keeping with this, unfortunately, keeping with this theme of death, there was a local death just a couple days ago. A crash in northeast Kansas.
Southeast Kansas.
Excuse me, southeast, thank you, Kansas, claimed the life of a teenager from Joplin, Missouri. Now, it happened at around 7:45 Tuesday evening when a car heading westbound on 110th Street and basically Turkey Creek Road, that area. It's about 3 miles north of Galena, that general area.
Yep.
Apparently, this car crossed into the eastbound lane and then ultimately struck a tree. Now,
Which hopefully was not in the eastbound lane.
Hopefully not. Now, the Kansas Highway Patrol says that 19-year-old Braxton Gow of Joplin was ultimately killed in that crash.
That's sad.
It's heartbreaking. And from what we can tell from all the reports that we have so far, it appears to be a single vehicle incident.
Right.
Which makes it even more sad because in my mind, I can't even imagine what would cause something like that.
Yeah, you never know what could have caused it, but it's very sad that a 19-year-old from Joplin had to die in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, one car could have been texting and driving. It could have been falling asleep at the wheel. It could have been anything. We don't know.
Could have been a blown tire.
Could have been a blown tire. Could have been them swerving to get off the road because a deer jumped in front of them.
Or maybe a squirrel was crossing the road and they were trying to miss it.
It's possible. We're waiting to hear back from authorities with more details, and when we have them, we'll let you know about them. But at the end of the day, a local Joplonian is dead from this single vehicle crash. It's heartbreaking. It happens all the time. It happens too often. But there's the news for you on that. KZRG News Time, 6:50.
KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
During his State of the Union address, Trump reiterated Iran has 10 to 15 days to come to a nuclear deal or face dire consequences. Now, Iran is vowing a more forceful response and says that any U.S. troop operating in the Middle East will be an open target.
Number 2.
A Cuban Coast Guard vessel opened fire on a U.S. registered speedboat, killing 4, wounding 6 others. According to Cuba, the speedboat opened fire on their Coast Guard first, and only then did Cuba use deadly force. Investigation underway.
Number 1.
Heartbreaking news. A crash in southeast Kansas taking the life of a Joplin teen. Around 7:45 on Tuesday night, a car was on Turkey Creek Road, about 3 miles north of Galena. The car crossed the center lane and struck a tree. Thoughts and prayers for the family.
Now, the KZRG question of the day on News Talk KZRG.
What are your thoughts on the Supreme Court ruling against Trump's tariffs? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page, News Talk KZRG on Facebook. What are your thoughts on that Supreme Court ruling? Coming up, Sean Hannity's Morning Minute. You can tune in to Sean Hannity every single weekday starting at 2 on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. If you're loving the
Good morning, everybody.
Enjoy it because by early next week, Mother Nature flips the switch.
Hey, Toby, what's going on? Doc, Carol.
On the way. No
Gillian's
rain for
Terrace.
Saturday, though.
Yeah, right.
66 the high today. Even warmer tomorrow, 74. Up to 78 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Dr. Collins and Associates are Missouri licensed general dentists. They're not licensed in Missouri.
Yeah, I've never understood the goal of terrorists. Like, oh, we're gonna shoot people. That'll convince them. That'll show them that our ideology is the correct one by shooting people.
Dental Center knows that your time is precious, and that's why they proudly offer convenient same-day crowns with better same-day crown options for just $1,095. You get the convenience you deserve without compromising on quality. Save your time, save your money, and restore your smile with same-day crowns from Mid-America Dental Center.
I'm Brian George, CEO of Mid-America Dental and Hearing Center, just off of I-44, Exit 44, and at MidAmericaDental.com. Changing lives and making smiles at dental centers.
Our best for less in a day at Dental Center.
Sell your RV the hassle-free way with Cola RV's consignment RV sales, just off I-44 at exit 22. They've made the selling process as easy and stress-free as possible. They take care of the marketing, the advertising, the showings, and negotiations. And with their extensive network and marketing strategies, your RV will get the most exposure, attracting serious buyers fast. Get started today at ColaRV.com. Cola RV's consignment RV sales, where selling your RV is as easy as can be.
In 1884, Community Bank and Trust opened its doors with one mission: to serve the families and businesses in the four-state area. 139 years later, and we're still serving our communities with local banking that feels very different. Visiting Community Bank and Trust feels more like visiting your neighbor. We'll always say hi and welcome you in. We'll always ask you how you are because we care about the answer. And whatever you need help with, our people will always find a way to make it happen. Visit your local Community Bank and Trust branch today to see what we mean. Be sure to ask about our absolutely free checking, the account that gives you all the features you need for 0 monthly fees. No matter which account you choose, you'll also get a free gift card just for banking with us. Stop in today and make the switch to your local employee-owned bank. Community Bank and Trust, where trust is so important, it's in our name. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 580491.
What are you even doing here? That's what he asked me as we were both working at a furniture store. I'm Chris.
And I'm Zach. We're the window guys from Windows & More. I'd seen Chris on TV before doing Windows & More ads, and now he's selling couches with me.
My dad and I were running Windows & More together, but I needed that second job to make ends meet.
And I was ready to get out of the furniture store. So we started talking and figuring out how to make Windows & More work together. I would schedule us to close the store together, and we stayed after hours and mapped it all out on the whiteboard in the back room.
And the next thing you know, we're using Zach's garage as a warehouse and running Windows & More together.
And eventually, my wife wanted our garage back, so we moved to a new location, and we've kept growing ever since.
And it's all been because of your amazing support in a furniture store. Come see us at 976 North Central City Road in Joplin, or find us at windowsandmore.llc.
Never settle for less. The choice is clearly Windows & More.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
They want sanctuary cities and states. They don't want voter ID. They want higher taxes. They don't want us to be energy dominant. They don't believe in national security and law and order. They want to defund, dismantle, no bail laws. All of this is now the greatest, the most stark comparison you can ever have. You talk about conflicting visions. This is it. I mean, we've got peace around the globe, 8 wars stopped, drug cartels being taken on, where the president has gone in to bring law and order and safety and security in D.C., in Memphis, in New Orleans. It has worked, where they have been, shunned, that, things have not worked out as well. I mean, and the state of this union is strong.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
All right, so here's the question. Are we witnessing the greatest run for precious metals in history? Only time's going to tell, but gold and silver have been defying the odds. I don't have a crystal ball, but I believe the reasons for this explosion in the price aren't going away. Plus, I've been buying precious metals now for 4 decades, and I'm not going to stop. My partners at Goldco, they want you to be an informed investor. They have a perfect resource for you. It's their free 2026 gold and silver kit. Now, I trust them. They support this show. They do a great job of educating people like myself on precious metals. And big news, launching this month, Goldco, they're now celebrating America's 250th anniversary with a limited time bonus offer. Get up to 10% free gold or silver, plus free storage and a free home save with a minimum cash purchase. There's not a better deal out there. Just go to HannityGold.com for details or call 855-815-GOLD or just go to HannityGold.com.
The world moves fast, so tune in to me, Mark Levin, every weekday starting at 5 on News Talk KZRG for the latest news, politics, and commentary. You won't want to miss it.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Just before 7, Ted Bojorquez.
And Steve Scott.
On FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG.
Going to be sunny today, 66, 73 with sunshine tomorrow, 77 on Saturday with lots of sunshine. Then we have some showers likely, about a 70% chance on Sunday, mostly cloudy on Sunday, cooling down to a high of only 51. We'll be talking with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith at 7:25.
Coming up after the news in about 10 minutes here, we're going to be airing some special programming, episode 2 of the Joplin Data Center Saga Deep Dive. This episode, in about 10 minutes is when you're going to hear it, focuses on a local organization that is working to try and slow or stop the progression of a data center for a number of reasons. And in the episode, we get into all those reasons. So that's coming up next in about 10 minutes on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker. It's News Talk KZRG. Good morning.
The four states news, talk, and severe weather station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin. A free service of Zimmer Marketing. It's 7 o'clock.
The U.S. and Iran have been talking again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, indirectly through a mediator in Geneva today as President Trump demands Iran scale back its nuclear program, saying he won't let them build a weapon.
As the president has said repeatedly, he wants to address that problem diplomatically, but of course the president has other options as well.
That's Vice President Vance as the U.S. military buildup keeps growing in the Middle East.
Axios reports that White House envoy Steve Witkoff told a private gathering on Tuesday that the Trump administration is demanding that Iran agree any future nuclear deal will remain in effect indefinitely. Iran's foreign minister says his country is not ready to give up what he calls peaceful nuclear technology and warned it will retaliate if attacked, with U.S. bases in the region seen as a potential target.
Fox's Stephanie Bennett. She mentioned Steve Witkoff. He will also hold talks today in Geneva with Ukrainian officials. Last night, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky had a phone call thanking President Trump for his effort trying to stop Russia's war, which keeps raging with another barrage of Russian drones and missiles launched overnight across Ukraine. Now to a deadly shooting at sea.
It's not something that happens every day. It's something, frankly, that hasn't happened with Cuba in a very long time.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio. After 4 people were shot dead, 6 others wounded on a speedboat registered in Florida. Cuba claims those on board were armed Cubans living in the U.S. wanting to infiltrate the island and unleash terrorism.
The majority of the information we still possess is what Cuban authorities are providing both the public and the U.S. government. We have our embassy on the ground in Havana working this as we speak.
Olympic hero Jack Hughes, who scored the winning goal in the gold medal game, got a standing ovation last night in New Jersey as the NHL season resumed.
I'm so proud and I'm so happy that the men's and women's USA hockey teams brought gold medals back to the United States of America.
Hughes also went over and got his U.S. Olympic teammate Tage Thompson off of Buffalo's bench to join him in the spotlight at MSG, and then Thompson scored and led the Sabres to a 2-1 win over Hughes' Devils. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG, we're heading for a high of 66. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith following sports. That'll be at 7:08. Sun is on the rise. It is 45 in Neosho, 39 in Pittsburgh, 44 in Carl Junction, 44 in Joplin. AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk, KZRG. A death investigation underway in McDonald County.
This after the body of a man from Joplin was found partially submerged in a creek nearly a week and a half ago. Now, the circumstances surrounding 43-year-old Derek Cochran's death remain a mystery at this time, but deputies are asking for any information that you might have or might know about. And we did do a background check on Cochran's past. He's been a registered sex offender since 2011 when he was convicted of sodomizing a 10-year-old girl. I'm Ty Albright, News Talk KZRG.
Missouri is looking for more foster families.
Sarah Smith of the Missouri Department of Social Services says there are many families willing to care for infants and young children, but
we really need foster homes that are able to take our teens.
There are roughly 11,000 Missouri children in foster care and less than half that number of foster parents. DSS is rolling out a new foster parent portal this year to help make it easier to start the process. Missouri's also among early states adopting a federal pilot program called A Home for Every Child. The effort is aimed at recruiting and retaining foster families and prioritizing the placement of children with relatives when possible. Sue Danielson, Missouri Net.
President Trump outlining some significant challenges for the future at the State of the Union address on Tuesday night. Kansas U.S. Senator Roger Marshall says, let's not forget what's going right.
We need to celebrate our accomplishments, that our borders are secure, that the military has done an incredible job, record number of military accomplishments, and at the same time emphasize that income has gone up. Wages have gone up some $1,400 this year over inflation. So wages up $1,400. It's income tax time. People are going to get an extra $1,500 back. So we need to remind the people of some of the good things that are happening.
Marshall was speaking to CNN's Jake Tapper. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Sun is on the rise, 44, now 7:04. News Talk, KZRG.
Something special is going on. Zimmer Marketing General Manager Mark Zimmer telling News Talk KZRG.
Wednesday and Thursday this week, Zimmer Marketing and Kicks 102.5, Big Dog 97.9. We're raising funds for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We do it every year. It's very near and dear to our hearts. And St. Jude, they've helped children with cancer from all 50 states, including children right in our own backyard here in Joplin and around the 4 states. No family ever receives a bill from St. Jude. Travel or hotel accommodations for care. And the only way that's possible is by fundraisers like this that we do every single year. All funds go to researching and treatment of childhood cancer.
The Radiothon runs until 6 tonight.
A crash in southeast Kansas taking the life of a teen from Joplin. It happened around 7:45 on Tuesday evening when a car headed westbound on Southeast 110th Street and Southeast Turkey Creek Road, 3 miles north of Galena, crossed into the eastbound lane and struck a tree. The Kansas Highway Patrol says the 19-year-old Braxton Go was killed in that crash. Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk, KZRG.
In MLB spring training action, the Cardinals beat the Mets 6-0. St. Louis is back at it today at noon against the Astros. The Royals and Mariners tied at 8. Kansas City's back in action today against Arizona at 2. In D2 basketball, Washburn beat the PSU women 71-56, while the Ichabod men beat the Gorillas 88-49. Central Missouri women earned a 73-64 win over the MSSU women, while the UCM men earned a 95-69 win over the Lion men. In prep basketball, district action, Wheaton beat the McCauley girls 37-31. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Sell your unwanted gold and silver directly to the refiner for top dollar. They also sell gold and silver bullion. Galena Liberty Pawn, 708 South Main, Galena, Kansas. I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Next news at 7:30. Breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Sunny, dry, and warm through Saturday. There's rain next week. 66 the high today. 74 tomorrow. 78 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
A service of Buffalo Run Casino and Resort, proud to welcome Chase Beckham to the Peoria Showplace stage Saturday, March 14th. Get your tickets for this 18 and up show now at BuffaloRun.com.
Clean sweep this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 45 in Neosho, 39 in Pittsburgh, 44 in Diamond, 44 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time 7:08.
If you're thinking about retiring soon, be sure to tune in to Watts on Wealth with Barry Watts of the Wealth Care Corporation. It's Sunday mornings at 6 right here. Listen as Barry Watts discusses the latest trends and headlines that would impact your retirement. Make sure you're well informed before you retire. Once again, join Barry Watts of the Wealth Care Corporation every Sunday morning at 6 for Watts on Wealth. Advisory services are provided through Wealthcare Asset Management, LLC.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation honors America's heroes and their families, heroes like Scott Abrams. Now, for more than 3 decades, Scott served his community and country while he was on his NYPD motorcycle escorting a funeral procession. Scott was hit by a bus, leaving him partially paralyzed. Tunnel to Towers was able to honor Scott with a mortgage-free smart home. Please join us supporting the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. If you can donate $11 a month, go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
The latest is always heard on News Talk, KZRG. Broadcasting from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio, this is News Talk KZRG. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Expect good weather all the way through Saturday. Sunny today, 66. Tomorrow, sunny, 73. Saturday, sunny with a high near 78. Now on Sunday, showers, about a 70% chance of that happening, mostly cloudy, and 51. We'll check with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith in a few minutes.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, we aired a special programming of an episode, a deep dive we did on the data center saga within Joplin. That episode focused on the Joplin City Council and their decision-making tree and branches, the path they took to reach the conclusion that they should annex and rezone land that could become a data center. What you are about to hear, what we are about to play for you right now, is episode 2 of that data center saga. But I wanted to issue a quick clarifier before we play it. Number 1, this episode will not center around the Joplin City Council. Instead, it will center around a local grassroots organization that wants to do something about this whole data center thing. The other thing I want to note is that this is not, what you're about to hear is not some sort of endorsement. This is just a major organization that is making some pretty big waves in the local community that has been brought to our attention by numerous listeners. And so what you're about to hear is simply an explainer, a deep dive into who this organization is and what they're all about. And so with that, take a listen to episode 2 of the KZRG Joplin Data Center Saga Deep Dive. Talk of a data center possibly coming to Joplin has gotten many on the move. And even though the city has already voted to annex and rezone land, paving the way for a private landowner to develop such a structure, some citizens aren't down for the count.
I didn't hear no bell.
A slew of Facebook groups, volunteer initiatives, and even fully structured citizen-led organizations have spawned as a result of this data center saga, and they're ready for a fight. One such group is an organization called the Joplin Sustainable Technology Alliance.
So we just want to make sure the community is protected against any type of technology infrastructure upgrades that might be harmful to our local ecosystems.
That's the voice of Rebecca Collins, the director of the Joplin Sustainable Technology Alliance.
We have a really strong belief that it's our responsibility to protect the local environment. And so we want to make sure that any new technology infrastructure that comes into the area is respectful of that.
Rebecca is just one such local citizen who heard about the data center and was inspired to act by forming this organization in direct response to the data center.
We just started, actually. So the data center project is really what spurred on this movement. And there's been a lot of outreach to our Facebook page and email. So people are really kind of getting on board, and it's been really amazing to see the community come together in a way that I really haven't seen in a long time. So it's been really cool.
And with the city voting to annex and rezone land that could house such a structure within city limits, many that are opposed to such development are asking themselves, what next? Hi, I'm Ted Bojorquez. Thanks for joining me for episode 2 of our KZRG deep dive on the saga that is the Joplin Data Center. So the question is, what next? And the Joplin Sustainable Technology Alliance thinks they have the answer to that question.
We have our initiative petition out, and we actually just launched 2 more referendum petitions.
And their proposed solution are good old-fashioned citizen petitions.
Like we did in the 60s. Taking it to the streets.
Our initiative petition is the one that proposes a moratorium or a new law banning any data centers in the district for 12 months. And it also calls for an environmental impact study. And we just want to wait until we have more information.
So, in their eyes, a top priority is to pause data center construction for 12 months.
It would be 12 months from when the petition gets passed. So essentially, once it is a ballot initiative, once it's officially gotten all the signatures and it's been placed on the ballot, at that point, it would cover any new projects in the Joplin area.
And if this petition does pass, what do they hope to do with that time?
We want to make sure that during that 12-month pause, we're getting those environmental impact studies done and making sure that we have the concrete data of what's going to happen to the infrastructure. The council really actually showed great leadership by acknowledging the need for studies, and a formal pause just reinforces that and gives our city staff the time that they need to do their best work. So while these studies are happening, the city should be drafting the planned development ordinances that will govern all future data centers. And if the pause coincides with the studies, that's actually perfect timing. It ensures that we don't rush into a contract before the data is back, and that way the city has some room to get the policy right. Because at the end of the day, it's about empowering our officials to get the best deal for Joplin.
So with the environmental impact study that this petition also calls for, we had spoken with the city and with the landowner, and they had both noted independently of each other that there are 14 studies that they would have to do, one of which is an environmental impact study.
Yes.
So are you requiring an additional environmental impact study? Or would the environmental impact study they're already required to do suffice for your guys' petition?
We would like for the impact data to be reviewed by a third party. So there's some concern in the community that there could be some conflict of interest there. So we'd really just like for people, especially in the Joplin community, who have specialized education to be able to review this data and make sure it's represented accurately.
Okay. So it's not so much that the group wants additional environmental impact studies, just a surety that the studies that are already being required by the city of Joplin are being done correctly, and that the study's findings are accurately represented. Which brings up a bit of a wait a second question. Isn't there already a mechanism for citizens to see these studies? You may remember in the first episode of this series, we spoke with Troy Bolander, who is the director of the Planning and Development Commission for the City of Joplin, and he explained before any building can break ground on the Wildwood Ranch property, which is the location a data center might go, 14 studies need to be conducted. Those studies include an environmental impact study, a noise study, a pollution study, a power study, etc., etc. These are the studies I was referencing to Rebecca earlier. And once those studies are completed, any documents or information, unless identified under state statute as exempt from the state sunshine law, can be reviewed by the public. Meaning any member of city boards, commission, anyone can review the information. All they would have to do is file an open records request on the city clerk's page, which can be found on the city website. So surely that process would meet the Joplin Sustainable Technology Alliance's needs, right? Well, Rebecca said not quite.
We would like people who have specialized education on the exact areas of study that these studies are going to be done. So people who have environmental training, people who, are a little bit, who will be able to dissect this information and then give it to the public.
Would your organization be the ones finding these experts?
We currently are sourcing people in the community for our advisory board as well. We don't believe in picking our experts behind closed doors. Our system is based on an open call for qualifications, and we look for professionals who have no financial stake in the project. Transparency means the public knows exactly why an expert was chosen based on their CV and their past experience with similar industrial builds. So if people are interested, they can reach out to our Facebook page, and we're looking to build our advisory board who would be able to go over this data with the city council.
Citizen experts are what they're looking for.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
And while the state's Sunshine Law certainly makes those studies available to citizens, it doesn't quite meet their expert requirement. And so they're putting together their own Citizen Expert Board.
We really would love to see this board as a resource for the council, because right now our leaders are being asked to make really massive technical decisions, and we want to support that process by providing independent, high-level data that they can rely on to protect the city's interests.
Okay, now we have an understanding of the Joplin Sustainable Technology Alliance's first set of goals. But this is a multi-front war. And Rebecca explained that there's a whole nother side of their efforts, which includes 2 other initiative petitions that are functionally one and the same.
So the referendum petition basically rejects the council's final vote on annexation and rezoning.
Remember how I said there were 2 petitions that are functionally one and the same? There is one petition that rejects the council's decision to annex, and then a second petition to reject the council's decision to rezone. Technically 2 different petitions, but basically one and the same. Now back to Rebecca.
Instead, they would call for a public vote on those ordinances. That means that the people of Joplin would see 2 additional items on the August 4th ballot, one for annexation and one for zoning, and they get to decide whether or not to allow it.
Now, this is where it gets a little interesting. Whether Joplin voters will see this on the ballot or not, and whether the Wildwood Ranch property is annexed into the city or not, the landowner has said he can build there anyway. Now, back in January, News Talk KZRG spoke with Jimmer Pinyuf, who's the owner of the land at the center of this story, the land that could house a data center, and we asked him, what's stopping him from building a data center on that land, regardless of whether or not it's in the city of Joplin?
Nothing. It does not need to be annexed into the city of Joplin, nor do we need their zoning.
That's the voice of Jimmer Pinyuf.
It could be developed today. We could start construction tomorrow in the county, and obviously we'd have far fewer controls on the buildings, the type of buildings, the setbacks, the noise tolerances.
You mean less regulations on you?
We would have no regulation because obviously neither Jasper or Newton County have a permit process for anything beyond septic, and we would be utilizing city sewer anyhow, so there wouldn't be any need for that. So we have no need whatsoever to go through this process, but the developer, the data center developer, and myself feel like it's a far better way to start this process, to bring it into the city and allow the city to have some controls.
So even if this referendum petition gets the required signatures, and even if it does appear on the ballot for voters to vote on in August, and even if voters do reject the hypothetical measure to stop the land annexation, it doesn't really do much in the way of stopping the data center from being built. But of course, Rebecca knows all this.
A referendum doesn't necessarily stop a project, it ensures the project is accountable to Joplin standards. If a developer says they'll just go to the county to avoid public transparency, that tells you exactly why the public deserves a vote in the first place. And whether or not this is built in the city or the county, the real tragedy would be a breakdown in communication between the leaders and the residents. So my focus is on making sure the information is clear, so whatever happens, Joplin wins.
And that concludes part 1 of our second episode in this data center saga. In part 2, we'll be taking a look at a very specific concern that has been polled time and time again as the number 1 concern locals have regarding the potential development of a data center. And that is what it could mean for your electric bill.
Here is your KZRG forecast. If you're loving the weather, the sunshine, the warm temperatures, enjoy it, because by early next week, Mother Nature flips the switch. We've got rain and some cooler weather on the way. No rain through Saturday, though. 66 the high today. Even warmer tomorrow, 74, up to 78 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Hi, this is Ron, the Chief Carpetologist from Tyler's Carpet in Neosho. Every year, as we jump joyfully from January, we find February frosty. We face the fact that February is frequently frigid and fur is fashionable. At Tyler's Carpet, we foresee a future where feet freely frolic on fabulous flooring in February. Families finding flooring to fit their fancy. Folks feeling fuzzy from phenomenal first-rate flooring found for a fair price. By now, you're probably thinking, gee, this guy is goofy, but of good reputation. We should get rid of our gaudy, grungy carpet, go get a glimpse of his goods before the geese go north. Great. I'll greet you with a grin and graciously give you guidance, to give you gorgeous floor covering guaranteed to give you goosebumps. Heck, having heard how happy I am to help, I hope you'll hurry to historic Neosho, where we have helped hundreds of hopeful hims and hers have a happier home. I know how, because I've done my homework. I'm the Chief Carpetologist.
Tyler's Carpet in Neosho.
See, they're adding names and numbers.
We buy guns, oh yes. We buy guns, oh yes. We are the best, oh yes. We buy guns, oh yes.
This is Liberty Tree Guns, the best place to sell your firearms. Walk in with a gun, walk out with money.
We buy guns, oh yes. We buy guns, oh yes. We are the best, oh yes. We buy guns, oh yes.
Liberty Tree Guns, across from Lowe's in Carthage. Or visit libertytreeguns.com to start your quote today.
We buy guns, oh yes. We buy guns, oh yes. We are the best, oh yes.
Since 1978, New Heights Christian Academy has been shaping hearts and minds in a faith-centered environment. From preschool to 12th grade, they blend academic excellence with Christian values. Enrollment for fall 2026 is now open. The classes fill up quickly. Give your child the gift of a foundation built on faith and knowledge. Book a tour at newheightschristian.org or call 417-782-4114 today. Helping your child reach new heights. New Heights Christian Academy.
The tough talk, the big issues, and nothing sugar-coated. Hi, this is Vince Colonnese. Join me right after Mark Levin at 8 on News Talk KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, News Talk KZRG. Joining us now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Good morning, Terry.
Hey, good morning.
Well, I understand we're going to have some great weather at least through Saturday, and then it kind of starts going sideways after Saturday. What's going on?
It depends on what you want.
Okay.
If you want sunshine and springtime, you're loving life the next couple of days. If you're like, hey, the ground is begging for rain, you'll like the weather next week because, yeah, it does get a little more active. In fact, it kind of reminds me of a pitching machine where there's like one round of rain and another round of rain and another round of rain. So, yeah, much soggier weather next week.
Now, that's going to be starting, about Saturday night after midnight and then going on at least through Wednesday?
Yes, Saturday through Wednesday. I'm going to look at, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Pretty much a wet week.
We have that possibility of rain every day next week.
Wow. Boy, that's pretty
That's
interesting.
a big change.
But before we get to that weather, what happens between now and then?
I'm a firm believer in enjoy what you got today because who knows? So it's a gorgeous stretch of springtime around here. Now, the sun is shining and the temperature's about the same as they were yesterday, 66 the high this afternoon. But we get those southerly winds tomorrow and Saturday, And so it really warms up. Like we're running about 20 degrees above average tomorrow, 74, and even warmer Saturday, 78. Sunday's our first chance to get some rain right now. It looks like scattered showers. And it does cool back down. It goes back to February kind of temperatures in the low 50s.
Oh, man, we have to go back to February temperatures. I just can't believe that. Now, when do we have what's the average time for the last freeze or frost of the season?
You know, Lucas and I were talking about that a couple of weeks ago, and if I recall correctly, and if he's around, he can refresh my memory. Sometime in April is when we hold off for the last freeze.
I think April 6th is usually that day.
Yeah. So we got to wait about a month to say the freezing is done.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed that the freezing stays away at least during the wet time of the next few days that happen after Saturday night.
Yes, it looks like temperatures will stay above freezing for this, at least for the duration of this particular rain event. But we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yep, that's all we can do. Terry Smith, thanks for joining us this morning.
You bet.
We'll talk to you again tomorrow, Terry. That was KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith here on News Talk KZRG. Coming up after the news, we just played part 1 of episode 2 of our Joplin Data Center deep dive. Coming up after the news was going to be part 2, but there was a change overnight, and we'll explain why. And instead, we're going to be getting into local voting. But all the explanation coming up next.
Hooray!
On News Talk KZRG. Good morning.
At 7:30, I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG. U.S.-Iran talks latest.
The telephone FBI firings.
Cuba boat shootout. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. We're heading for a high of 66. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Following sports, that'll be at 7:38. Sunshine, 43 in Neosho, 39 in Pittsburgh. Now 40 in Diamond, 40 in Joplin. FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. And on your smart speaker, News Talk KZRG. The U.S. and Iran are holding a third round of nuclear talks in Geneva, working towards a peaceful resolution as more U.S. military assets are deployed to the Middle East. Stephanie Bennett has more.
A last-ditch attempt to prevent a war, and it comes, of course, as we near President Donald Trump's previous deadline. Now, last Thursday, the president said Tehran had 10 to 15 days to make a meaningful deal with Washington over its nuclear program, or the U.S. would take military action. President Trump has repeatedly said he'd prefer to solve this diplomatically. Well, Axios reports that White House envoy Steve Witkoff told a private gathering on Tuesday that the Trump administration is demanding that Iran agree any future nuclear deal will remain in effect indefinitely. Iran's foreign minister says his country is not ready to give up what he calls peaceful nuclear technology and warned it will retaliate if attacked, with U.S. bases in the region seen as a potential target.
More FBI agents who worked on Trump cases are fired, and the current FBI director says his phone recordings were pulled during one of those investigations.
Fox confirms the FBI seized Kash Patel's and now White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles' phone records in 2022 and 2023 as part of the investigations into President Trump's effort to overturn the 2020 election results and retaining classified documents when he left office. Patel and Wiles were Trump aides named in investigations. Patel calls the subpoenas of his phone records outrageous and alarming. Meantime, at least 10 FBI employees who worked on the classified documents case were fired Wednesday. The FBI Agents Association condemns the firings in a statement saying, like other firings by Director Patel, they violate the due process rights of those who risk their lives to protect our country, ultimately putting the nation at greater risk. Chris Foster, Fox News.
4 killed in a skirmish off the coast of Cuba. Lucas Tomlinson tells News Talk KZRG.
A rare gun battle in the high seas off the coast of Cuba inside territorial waters. The Cuban Ministry of Interior says, quote, the neutralized speedboat was carrying 10 armed people who, according to preliminary statements by the detainees, had intentions to carry out an infiltration for terrorist purposes. The gunfire erupted near Kyle Falcones. One of the victim's family members told the Associated Press her relative had become obsessed with a, quote, quest for Cuba's freedom, wanting a change in government. The details of the incident remain unclear. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says he's gathering information.
Sunshine 40, now 7:33. News Talk KZRG.
Our sister stations Kicks 102.5 and Big Dog 97.9 are hosting the St. Jude Radiothon as they raise money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. All that money goes to helping kids with cancer get the treatment they need. Zimmer Marketing General Manager Mark Zimmer telling News Talk KZRG.
If listeners would like to make a donation, it would be greatly appreciated. They can call 1-800-341-4731 and become a partner in hope. It's $19 a month, which today is a fast food meal for one.
The Radiothon runs until 6 tonight.
Zora drivers, get ready for detours.
It's a long-awaited project on a busy stretch of roadway. Construction crews are about to start widening the road between Duquesne Road and Highway 249. Now, local access to homes and businesses along Zora Street will be maintained throughout the project. Closures and traffic patterns will change as the project progresses. It all should be done sometime this fall. It starts on March 3rd. Steve Smith, News Talk KZRG.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Sunshine 40, now 7:34. News Talk KZRG.
In Missouri, absentee voting for the April 7 election started on February 24th. According to Jasper County Clerk Charles Davis, no relation, for the first 4 weeks, you can vote absentee.
If you're going to be out of town or in the hospital or something of that nature, you can actually come to the courthouse and the court's building and absentee vote in person.
Anyone can absentee vote starting March 24th until the election. When you vote, bring your ID. For complete information inside this story at newstalkkzrg.com.
A major blueberry recall is issued.
Federal regulators recalling 55,000 pounds of frozen blueberries in several states over a potential listeria contamination that could pose a life-threatening risk. The cases of the frozen blueberries from the Oregon Potato Company were distributed in Michigan, Oregon, Washington, Wisconsin, and also distributed across Canada. Symptoms of listeria infection include high fever, muscle aches, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. It is especially dangerous to pregnant women, newborns, and high-risk adults, including the elderly. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk KZRG.
In MLB spring training action, the Cardinals beat the Mets 6-0. St. Louis is back at it today at noon against the Astros. The Royals and Mariners tied at 8. Kansas City's back in action today against Arizona at 2. In D2 basketball, Washburn beat the PSU women 71-56, while the Ichabod men beat the Gorillas 88-49. Central Missouri women earned a 73-64 win over the MSSU women, while the UCM men earned a 95-69 win over the Lion men. In prep basketball, district action, Wheaton beat the McCauley girls 37-31. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Sell your unwanted gold and silver directly to the refiner for top dollar. They also sell gold and silver bullion. Galena Liberty Pawn, 708 South Main in Galena, Kansas. I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Next news, 8 o'clock breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. If you're loving the weather, the sunshine, the warm temperatures, enjoy it because by early next week, Mother Nature flips the switch. We've got rain and some cooler weather on the way. No rain through Saturday, though. 66 the high today. Even warmer tomorrow, 74, up to 78 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Clean sweep on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 43 with sunshine in Neosho, 39 in Pittsburgh. It's 40 in Webb City, 40 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time going on 7:38.
Your truck and trailer doesn't get days off. They run when you run. Any weather, long miles, heavy loads, tight schedules. The road isn't kind either. It takes a toll with every mile. And when something goes down, everything stops. That's why Bennett's Truck and Trailer in Dinaweg is here to keep your equipment ready for whatever the road throws at it. With over 50 years of experience on staff, they handle truck and trailer repairs, preventative maintenance, fabrication, and mobile service when you need it most. Whether you're running a single truck operation or managing an entire fleet, you deserve service you can trust. When you want unbeatable service and unmatched quality, that's the Bennett way. Your trucks and trailers have to be on the road, and proper maintenance is the best defense against downtime. So make sure you take care of them the Bennett way. Roll into their shop on Thunder Road in Dinaweg or find them online at Bennett'sTruckTrailer.com. Bennett's Truck and Trailer. Maintenance done better the Bennett way.
This month, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Julie from Van Beesler Greenhouse and Feed Store gets our gardens ready for spring.
Wintertime is the perfect time to go ahead and get your garden ready for spring. Get you some mushroom compost, garden soil, and work it into your garden, and then you'll be ready when the timing is right. You're going to want to start with onions and potatoes mid-March. We offer seed potatoes, onion plants, and onion sets. Think about broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, some of your cold crops late March. And there's some seeds that you're going to want to purchase and get. Come on in and talk to us. We'll help you with the timing of your crops, with different good tips to know. It's just a fun hobby to take on and so rewarding when you get those vegetables and taste the difference from store-bought. We will definitely be back in Joplin this spring at the Rock Yard at 8th and Schiffdecker. Really enjoy bringing our product over to the Joplin area.
Get 4 generations of gardening experience at Van Beesler Greenhouse and Feed Store, just east of Pittsburgh on Highway 126.
Join me, Clay Travis, and my good friend Buck Sexton weekdays starting at 11 on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk, KZRG.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk, KZRG.
7:41. That is the KZRG News Time. Ted Bojorquez.
Steve Scott.
Lucas Davis.
Sunshine today, expecting a high of 66. Enjoy the warm weather while you can. Going to be even warmer tomorrow. Sunshine and 73. Then 78 with sunshine on Saturday. Then we have a chance of showers. 40% chance of showers on Saturday night. 70% chance of showers on Sunday. 41 for the low on Saturday night. Only 51 for the high on Sunday, according to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Well, earlier this morning, about 20 minutes ago at around 7:10, I guess that was around 30 minutes ago now, we played part 1 of episode 2 of KZRG's Joplin Data Saga Deep Dive, and we were going to be playing part 2, which centered around utility costs, most notably electric bills. Now, that part 2 was talking about Senate Bill 4, which is alleged protection that was passed out of the Missouri legislature last year with the reported goal of protecting consumers from shouldering the brunt of increased electric costs as a result of data centers moving into their community. We had a whole part 2. We were going to be airing it at this point, but before we did that, we had sent it out to a trusted source that has a very, very good pulse on Senate Bill 4. And as it turns out, Senate Bill 4 is unbelievably complex. Now, in the episode we were just about to air, I give you a very, very brief overview and a brief description of what it does. Unfortunately, it has been brought to my attention that that brief overview actually does a disservice because Senate Bill 4 is not brief. And as a matter of fact, it should take an entire 2 to 3 part episode just explaining the protections and some of the major loopholes within them. And so we're actually not going to be airing part 2 this morning. And the reason why is because we need to do a much deeper dive onto Senate Bill 4.
You better be prepared for the pitchforks to be at the doors.
Who's on the other end of the pitchforks?
The people that wanted part 2.
What do you mean?
The people that are mad because they're not going to hear part 2 now. So there's going to be torches and pitchforks at the doors.
I see.
Lucas is going to be mad.
Lucas is upset.
Yeah, I wanted to lay down for another 11 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Now, again, we were fully prepared to air part 2 right now, but it was last night that I got a call from our source on the inside that said, whoa, hey, wait a second.
Who is it?
It's a source, Steve.
Can't burn sources.
Can't burn sources,
unnamed
Steve.
source.
Unnamed
Okay.
source. And they said, hey, Senate Bill 2 or Senate Bill 4, far more complex. It is definitely worth explaining it in full instead of in part, and I agreed with them. And so, unfortunately, we're going to be shelving part 2 for now. But stay tuned to News Talk KZRG because we are going to be giving you a very, very big overview, big deep dive on Senate Bill 4, which, again, is the allegedly protecting Missouri consumers from data center rate hikes.
The real tragedy here is all that production time lost.
I'm not joking. Yeah, literally, yes. So what we will be talking about right now instead, 2 other things. Number 1, KZRG's sister stations, Kicks 102.5 and Big Dog 97.9, they are engaged right now live in a radiothon to help St. Jude Children's Research Centers. St. Jude, basically, they do cancer research for children. Pediatric cancer research, and they help families that have children with cancer get the treatment they need pretty much pro bono, and it's donations from people like you that help make all that research and all that subsidized treatment for these families possible. So if you want to help out, I'm going to tell you something I'm not supposed to tell you, and that is tune your channel to either Big Dog or Kicks and get all the details on the radiothon, or you can go to newstalkkzrg.com and click on this article, get the details there. KZRG News Time, 7:45. The other thing we're going to be talking to you right now about is that in Missouri, absentee voting for the April 7th election actually has already begun.
That's right. I spoke with KZRG, or with Jasper County Clerk Charlie Davis, about it.
The Missouri statute says 6 weeks prior to the election, the county clerks open up for absentee voting. So 2 things. Number 1, we have our office in Carthage and our office in Joplin, where if you're going to be out of town or in the hospital or something of that nature, you can actually come to the courthouse and the court's building and absentee vote in person. For the next 4 weeks, we have that. Then the last 2 weeks before the April election, anybody can absentee vote. We have no truce absentee voting. And this period also gives us the time that if you're a college student, maybe if you're a missionary on the foreign field, if you're in the military, you can request an absentee ballot, and if you're in a war-torn zone, you can actually vote online. Everybody else, we send you a ballot, and you can return it to us. So absentee voting in person and absentee voting by mail starts as of yesterday, February 24th.
So that's what's going on. That was Jasper County Clerk Charlie Davis.
Yeah, and February 24th, 2 days ago. We recorded that interview yesterday, obviously. Couple of things here to note. That's kind of an interesting idea. In war-torn areas, they can vote online. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Does that raise any potential concerns in your mind in terms of election security at all?
I think where it's the voting online, is my understanding, is for military personnel only.
Right.
So I don't know that would be of a complete concern, but it could be.
If
proper
my mind,
steps are not taken.
I don't necessarily think our men and women in the armed forces would try and game the system, but if it's online, that opens the opportunity for hackers and scammers to get in. No?
That is true.
That to me is kind of the concern. So yeah, basically, if you have an excuse and you want to absentee vote, you can do so now. If you have no excuse but you want to absentee vote, then you can start doing so on March
24th.
24th, thank you,
That's
Steve.
exactly 2 weeks before the election.
Precisely right. So there's sort of the details for you on that. Now, the whole absentee voting thing, I know that Republicans, conservatives are a little bit torn on it, right? Because I feel like there's one camp that thinks it's election security issues. It spawns election security issues. And there's another conservative camp that says, well, what if I'm old and I can't make it there? Or what if I do have a doctor's appointment? Or what if, whatever.
Work requires you to be out of town.
Right, something of that nature. What camp do you guys sit in on this front? Because obviously the left is all in on absentee. They're all in on vote by mail. They're all in on all of it. Conservatives, I think, are a little bit more dynamic in their viewpoint.
I think that on the voting, they need to be voting as much as possible right on Election Day. But like there are certain situations, as were mentioned in that interview, that come to mind about that where it should be acceptable. But the stuff like where they'll have 3 months of voting before the election, as is done in some states, that's kind of a little bit too far.
So you would be fine with it the way that, like, say, Missouri has it. Instead of 3 months out, it's just a handful of weeks out.
Correct, I would be.
Okay.
I think election days, local and national, should be national holidays. I think you should make it everybody is off work. All the cities are shut down for that day or an 8-hour period or whatever it is. You need to get people out to the polls.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain circumstances where I'm cool with allowing absentee voting.
What would that on the Lucas Davis list be?
Old people.
Old people.
I mean, you have to have proof that you can't make it out to the polls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't just claim to be, old or whatever. And, you got to worry about the fraud and everything, but I worry less about that. I feel like if you make Election Day a holiday, you get rid of mail-in voting, and just strictly have absentee voting for certain people, I feel like that's the safest way to have an election.
I could see that.
I feel companies can eat 4 days a year of letting their employees have a day off to go vote.
Well, I feel like companies could eat a lot more than
right,
they
that's
do,
what I'm saying,
but
they don't. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So they could do that. So
Right. And
in
even
theory,
if-
that's garbage if they say, well, we'll come to a standstill, the economy will crash. Whatever. You can relax one day every 8 to 12 months
Right,
to let
exactly.
your employees go vote.
Now, I will say, if we do make a voting day a national holiday, that doesn't necessarily impact private for-profit businesses, right? It would affect city offices, probably banks. But I mean, aside from that, how many federal holidays, for instance, does your company that you work for give you off?
I mean, like Christmas. That's what I'm saying. You have to treat it to where it's a no-nonsense national holiday.
Just so you think
Yes.
the private industry should take it
100.
very
That's what I'm
seriously.
saying. Every company can afford 4 days every 4 years or whatever.
I would
it is.
think.
Yeah.
But then it goes down to, but my bottom dollar.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, not my bottom, not the bottom line.
We've been literally just price gouging for the past 8 years. We can't handle letting them go vote because they'll vote away us price
gouging.
Yeah.
For the next 8 years, yeah. So anyway, what are your thoughts as you cruise around the 4 states this morning? In your mind, where do you sit on the spectrum of absentee voting? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you like it with a few caveats? Do you think that it's fine for just a certain protected class of people? What protected class would that be? Would it be the military? Would it be old people? Would it be people
I would say
that
old and disabled?
Disabled people, people without a car. Where is the line for you? Leave us an open mic message. Let us know your thinking, or text us at 417-782-1310. KZRG News Time, 7:51.
KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
During his State of the Union address, Trump reiterated Iran has 10 to 15 days to come to a nuclear deal or face dire consequences. Now, Iran is vowing a more forceful response and says any U.S. troop operating in the Middle East will be an open target.
Number 2.
A Cuban Coast Guard vessel opened fire on a U.S. registered speedboat, killing 4 and wounding 6 others. According to Cuba, the speedboat opened fire on the Coast Guard first, and only then did Cuba use deadly force. An investigation underway.
Number 1.
Heartbreaking news. A crash in southeast Kansas taking the life of a Joplin teen. Around 7:45 on Tuesday night, a car was on Turkey Creek Road about 3 miles north of Galena. The car crossed the center lane and struck a tree. Thoughts and prayers for the family.
Now, the KZRG question of the day on News Talk KZRG.
What are your thoughts on the Supreme Court ruling against Trump's tariffs? We want to know. Leave us an open mic message or text us at 417-782-1310. Coming up, your chance to win a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. If you're loving the weather, the sunshine, the warm temperatures, enjoy.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm serious, those rumors already exist, I assure you. They're not true, but they exist.
66 the high today.
Hey, Gary, what's going on? Paul,
Gary.
Doc
Morning,
is
Paul.
here.
Hello, Doc Dance.
Paul says that's been my question. Why does he want to bring that land into the city to build a data center? The only thing that I have heard is if that property is classified as agricultural, I think a foreign company would have a hard time buying it because of the new law that Missouri just passed. Yeah, I'm not sure, Paul. I don't know the full story of what that theory is. From my understanding, at no point was the city even remotely considering this land to be agriculture. It was always going to be industrial, was what they classified it as. So I'm not.
Is he saying that if it stayed at the county, it would be agricultural?
They don't have, from my understanding, they don't have classifications.
I don't know if that's what he was saying. Like the reason they're bringing it in is so that way it won't be.
That way it won't be agricultural. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would love. That was a question that I wanted to get from the landowner. Now, originally with the whole data center thing, we were going to have 3 episodes: one from the city's perspective, one from the landowner's perspective, so the pro quote unquote perspective, and then one from the anti perspective, which is the one we played today. The landowner has respectfully denied our request to do an episode with him, so we'll never know. That was one of my questions: is why?
It's weird because he wanted to come on here and talk a couple months ago, or a month ago.
Things have changed, I guess. I guess he got some advice to shut up. I don't know from who or for what reason. But we actually had it scheduled out on Monday. And then about an hour before he was supposed to come in 3 days ago, I got a message from him saying upon further thought, he is respectfully declining the offer. And I told him, fine, if things change and you want a chance to tell your story, let us know. So I did reach out, and we are trying to cover this from all the angles, but that's the word. Bird.
Speaking of that kind of reminds me of, did you hear, so the dude that Jeffrey Epstein was in charge of his estate that lives in Cleveland, he's got the biggest home or largest acreage home in Cleveland, like he's loaded, and he put Jeffrey Epstein in charge of his estate like years ago. They were doing a deposition of him the other day, and on a hot mic, after he answered a question about Epstein, his lawyer leaned in and said, if you answer another question in 5 words or more, we'll kill you.
Did you actually see the clip?
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I feel like the lawyer was clearly kind of joking around. Like it was serious.
I don't know.
But I mean, he was also like, I didn't take.
I don't think got the time and place to be joking around in a deposition about whether or not your kid did right.
Well, okay, that's fair, but it was more the if, for instance, you were being sued for hypothetically nothing to do with Epstein. Let's say you were being sued for fraud, and then you were like, well, they're right. Like answering all these questions, the lawyer's like, hey, shut up! You're making my job
Yeah, but
harder.
he wouldn't be joking about it though.
Well, I think he was serious telling him to shut up, but I don't think that was like a real threat. I don't think the lawyer actually said, I'm going to kill you. I mean, he did say it.
I would read the room if I was that lawyer, because that makes you look bad. Like, that makes you look like a handler, not a lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, lawyers kind of are handlers in depositions, to be fair.
Every weekday from 9 to 11 to hear what's going on with me, Chris Plant, on News Talk KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning Challenge.
Your chance to win a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos.
To win, be the first one on the phone with the correct answer to the question. 417-782-1310. 417-782-1310. Ted, what's the question?
Today's question is an easy one. I know you'll get it in record time. Here it is. Who shot Lee Harvey Oswald? 417-782-1310. Who shot Lee Harvey Oswald. Steve, what are we giving away?
Complimentary taco plus chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos.
Your chance to win a free lunch from the very delicious Ghetto Tacos. What is the name of the person who shot Lee Harvey Oswald? 417-782-1310. Complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from Ghetto Tacos. Who shot Lee Harvey Oswald? News Talk KZRG, what is your guess?
My answer?
Yep, what's your answer? What do you got?
Jack Ruby.
That is exactly right. Jack Ruby. Who do we have here?
Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl. What's your favorite radio station?
KZRG.
Oh, love to hear it, Cheryl. Love to hear it. Stay on the line for us if you don't mind, Cheryl. We'll be with you in just a second here, and you have just won a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos. Stay with us here if you don't mind. Yeah, Jack Ruby shot Lee Harvey Oswald. The video is all over the internet and pretty jarring, to be honest. But hey, all right. I told you that was an easy one, right, Steve?
Oh, yeah, you did.
As easy as it gets.
At least it wasn't as hard as Who Shot JR from the TV show Dallas.
That is a hard one. I have no clue. All right, getting to some local news here. We had this earlier, but in case you missed it, some unfortunate news. The Hopkins manufacturing plant in Miami, Oklahoma, it's been axed and permanently shut down, resulting in the layoff of more than 100 local workers. That is no bueno for the local community. Now, apparently this closure is part of broader issues that Hopkins Manufacturing's parent company has. Apparently they're not doing so hot in terms financially wise, I should say. And so there's a couple of factories that are on the chopping block that are local, and Miami, Oklahoma's was one of them. And unfortunately, it's now been axed. So we'll have more details for you on that as they become available here on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. Chris Plant joining us at 9, Clay Travis and Buck Sexton at 11, Sean Hannity at 2, Mark Levin at 5, and KZRG's brand new show, The Vince Show, coming to you live at 8 tonight. Good morning.
The Four States News, Talk, and Severe Weather Station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin. A free service of Zimmer Marketing. It's 8 o'clock.
Will Iran make a deal? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That is a big question as nuclear talks resume today with the U.S.
The principle is very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
That's Vice President Vance. Iran claims it never wants to build a weapon, but does want to keep making fuel for nuclear power as an American military buildup grows in the Middle East.
After several hours of indirect discussion in Geneva, Switzerland, mediators said creative and positive ideas were exchanged. If President Trump chooses to attack Iran, the Iranians have warned that all U.S. military bases in the Middle East would become legitimate targets. A devastating war involving the whole region, warns Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. The U.S. is investigating what Cuba claims was a terrorism attempt to infiltrate the island by armed Cubans who live in the U.S. in a speedboat. They were shot by Cuba's military. 4 died, 6 wounded.
The gunfire erupted near Kyle Falcones. One of the victim's family members told the Associated Press her relative had become obsessed with a, quote, quest for Cuba's freedom, wanting a change in government. The details of the incident remain unclear. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says he's gathering information.
That's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton will answer questions today in a congressional investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking scheme. It'll be former President Bill Clinton's turn tomorrow.
The House Oversight Committee subpoenaed the Clintons last year, and after a back and forth over scheduling, Oversight set deposition dates for this past January. The Clintons failed to appear. They sent a letter to the House Oversight Committee chairman saying the demand for their testimony was partisan politics. But after 9 Democrats sided with Republicans to hold the former president in contempt, and 3 Democrats agreed to hold former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in contempt, the couple relented.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Also answering questions today, the woman who sued social media platforms will testify. She claims they were made to be addictive and led to her depression as a child. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG, we're heading for a high of 66. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith following sports. That'll be at 8:08. Sunshine, it's now 43 in Neosho, 39 in Pittsburgh, 40 in Galena, 40 in Joplin, FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, News Talk KZRG. A death investigation underway in McDonald County.
This after the body of a man from Joplin was found partially submerged in a creek nearly a week and a half ago. Now, the circumstances surrounding 43-year-old Derek Cochran's death remain a mystery at this time, but deputies are asking for any information that you might have or might know about. And we did do a background check on Cochran's past. He's been a registered sex offender since 2011 when he was convicted of sodomizing a 10-year-old girl. I'm Ty Albright, News Talk KZRG.
Missouri is looking for more foster families.
Sarah Smith of the Missouri Department of Social Services says there are many families willing to care for infants and young children, but
we really need foster homes that are able to take our teens.
There are roughly 11,000 Missouri children in foster care and less than half that number of foster parents. DSS is rolling out a new foster parent portal this year to help make it easier to start the process. Missouri's also among early states adopting a federal pilot program called A Home for Every Child. The effort is aimed at recruiting and retaining foster families and prioritizing the placement of children with relatives when possible. Sue Danielson, Missouri Net.
President Donald Trump outlining some significant challenges for the future at the State of the Union address on Tuesday night. Kansas U.S. Senator Roger Marshall says, let's not forget what's going right.
We need to celebrate our accomplishments, that our borders are secure, that the military has done an incredible job, record number of military accomplishments, and at the same time emphasize that income has gone up. Wages have gone up some $1,400 this year over inflation. So wages up $1,400. It's income tax time. People are going to get an extra $1,500 back. So we need to remind the people of some of the good things that are happening.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Sunshine now 43 at 8:04.
Something special is going on. Zimmer Marketing General Manager Mark Zimmer telling News Talk KZRG.
Wednesday and Thursday this week, Zimmer Marketing and Kicks 102.5, Big Dog 97.9. We're raising funds for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We do it every year. It's very near and dear to our hearts. And St. Jude, they've helped children with cancer from all 50 states, including children right in our own backyard here in Joplin and around the 4 states. No family ever receives a bill from St. Jude. Travel, for hotel accommodations, for care. And the only way that's possible is by fundraisers like this that we do every single year. All funds go to researching and treatment of childhood cancer.
A crash in southeast Kansas taking the life of a teen from Joplin. It happened around 7:45 on Tuesday evening when a car heading westbound on Southeast 110th Street and Southeast Turkey Creek Road, 3 miles north of Galena, crossed into the eastbound lane and struck a tree. The Kansas Highway Patrol says 19-year-old Braxton Go was killed in that crash. Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk KZRG.
In MLB spring training action, the Cardinals beat the Mets 6-0. St. Louis is back at it today at noon against the Astros. The Royals and Mariners tied at 8. Kansas City's back in action today against Arizona at 2. In D2 basketball, Washburn beat the PSU women 71-56, while the Ichabod men beat the Gorillas 88-49. Central Missouri women earned a 73-64 win over the MSSU women, while the UCM men earned a 95-69 win over the Lion men. In prep basketball, district action, Wheaton beat the McCauley girls 37-31. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Sell your unwanted gold and silver directly to the refiner for top dollar. They also sell gold and silver bullion. Galena Liberty Pawn, 708 South Main in Galena, Kansas. I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Next news at 8:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Sunny, dry, and warm through Saturday. There's rain next week. 66 the high today, 74 tomorrow, 78 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Service Buffalo Run Casino and Resort, proud to welcome Chase Beckham to the Peoria Showplace stage Saturday, March 14th. Get your tickets for this 18 and up show now at BuffaloRun.com.
No precipitation showing up this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. It is 43 in Neosho, now 39 in Pittsburgh, 43 in Baxter Springs, 43 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 8:08.
Sell your RV the hassle-free way with Cola RV's consignment RV sales, just off I-44 at exit 22. They've made the selling process as easy and stress-free as possible. They take care of the marketing, the advertising, the showings, and negotiations. And with their extensive network and marketing strategies, your RV will get the most exposure, attracting serious buyers fast. Get started today at ColaRV.com. Cola RV's consignment RV sales, where selling your RV is as easy as can be.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/Mike.
Following the attacks on 9/11/01, FDNY firefighter Daniel Foley assisted in the rescue and recovery efforts at Ground Zero. Daniel spent months and months searching for victims. Now, Daniel's death was the direct result of 9/11-related cancer. He leaves behind his wife, Carrie, and their children. Tunnel to Towers paid the mortgage on the family's home. Join us. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Breathe in, breathe out. Cleanse yourself of negative energy. Listen closely for the sound of your ex's junk hitting the bottom of a Big John's roll-off dumpster.
Big John's.
Yeah, maybe it's a little petty, but if your ex has moved on, you should too. At Big John's Roll-Off Service, we call it therapeutic separation cleaning. Did your ex leave junk behind? Did they talk you into buying stuff that you never really wanted? With a roll-off from Big John's, you can experience the relief of throwing all of their junk away.
Hey, it's John.
And Claire from Big John's Roll-Off Service. We believe in the power of therapeutic separation cleaning.
We can drop off the right size roll-off to help you get the fresh start you need.
Text us at 417-540-0663 or go to BigJohnsRolloff.com and get your flat rate upfront price today.
When you've got big waste, you need Big John's.
Big on service, big on savings. Big John's.
You're listening to News Talk KZRG 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. Live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. From Studio 1Z. With the latest news, commentary, and weather. It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
8:10. That's the KZRG News Time. Ted Bajorquez.
And Steve Scott.
FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG.
Going to be sunny today, expecting a high of 66, a little bit on the cooler side. Winds will be coming out of the north at 5 to 7 miles per hour today. Now tonight, clear with the overnight low down to 43. Calm winds becoming southerly at around 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, sunny with a high of 73. Mostly clear tomorrow night down to 50. Saturday looking good. Sunshine with a high near 78. Sunday, showers likely, 70% chance of that happening. Mostly cloudy with a high a lot colder, only 51 on Sunday.
Zimmer Storm Center app is a great way to follow along with all things weather, totally free to download in the App Store. Well, we got a little bit of road work going on in the 4 states, at least it will be next week, starting next Tuesday, March 3rd. Work will begin on improvements to Zora Street between Duquesne Road, also Hall Street, a.k.a., and Missouri Highway 249. Now, Steve, I know you're an expert on the roadways. What's going on over there?
They are in the process of widening that roadway to help with truck traffic going to the industrial park that's in that area. Now, they're going to keep the road going for... it'll be closed fully for through traffic, but for localized traffic, they'll still have ways for people to get in, like to their homes and or businesses that are along there. I believe it's mostly homes, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, exactly. A lot of stuff going on over there. Now, some of the traffic impact, even if you don't drive through that specific area, could impact you. And the reason why is because detours. Oftentimes, there are detours, as there is in this case, and so all those trucks that normally won't be on the roads you drive on are suddenly going to be rerouted to roads that you might be on.
Which will probably lead to more road construction later on down the road to repave those roads.
Yeah, exactly. So, basically, the traffic patterns are probably going to be shifting in that area. For instance, truck traffic from Mo 249 trying to get into that industrial park, they will be detoured via Newman Road to Duquesne Road or via Highway 171 to Madison Street. So if you drive on Madison Street or that stretch of highway on 171, or if you're on Newman Road frequently, suddenly you're going to start seeing some more traffic going on there. Now, traffic that's not trying to get into the industrial park will still be impacted. They will also have a detour, and that will be detoured via Newman Road and continue on to Rangeline. So, again, even if you don't go through this specific roadwork intersection, everyone else that does is suddenly going to be spilling onto roadways you might go on.
Now, it's going to cost $2.8 million. That's the project cost. It's funded by the Capital Improvement Sales Tax, which was approved by voters in Joplin in 2014.
Yes, it is. Something else going on today. We talked about it earlier. We're going to be talking about it for literally the rest of today. And that is the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital teaming up once again with KZRG's sister stations, Kicks 102.5, that's the country music station, and Big Dog 97.9, that's the classic rock station. Rock and roll, brother.
Actually, it's for anything that rocks. That's their slogan.
I don't think it's just classic rock. I think it's all rock.
It's all rock?
Yeah, anything that rocks.
I thought their slogan was rock hard in the morning.
Well, that's with Purple Haze and Bobby.
Their morning show. Because it's listening to rock music, so it's like...
but it didn't say we're classic rock hard in the morning.
New age rock hard in the morning.
No, it's just anything that rocks. They have classic rock and anything that rocks.
Anything that rocks. All right.
Anything that rocks.
Anything in the world. So in any case...
Have we said their slogan enough yet?
I guess not. Perhaps we should say it again. Rock hard
anything that's...
that's
anything that rocks. That's
like
their slogan for the entire day.
Anyway, the point is they are teaming up with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to try and raise money to help bring childhood cancer to an end, or at least to help mitigate some of the financial burden that some of these families face when their kid is diagnosed with cancer. Now, that may sound like a completely ridiculous notion. What? We can't cure cancer. We're just throwing money into a black hole. Well, it's not a ridiculous notion. Now, since St. Jude first opened up this side of their operation in 1962, the survival rate for kids with cancer was at 20%. Today, 2026, it's at 80%. That is some pretty good return on investment.
That is pretty effing awesome.
Yeah. No, that's seriously big news.
That was almost worth me having to give you the drop button on.
That's how passionate Lucas is about helping kids with cancer.
Honestly, until you have a kid, it's really hard to understand how incredibly scary that would be to go through.
Right. Well, I can't imagine, because if it's something like a dog chasing your kid, you can do something. Nobody likes to kick a dog, but you can run up and kick that dog in the face to keep your kid safe.
You could definitely run up and choke the life out of that dog.
Right. Or pick your kid up, put him on your shoulders, keep him safe. But with like a disease like cancer, you just have to sit there and watch them wilter away.
Yep. You have to sit there and just pray.
That's all you can do. It's heartbreaking. And a lot of the times, the barrier to entry for these families whose kids are diagnosed with cancer is financial, pretty much exclusively. These treatments are expensive.
It's so expensive, and it's not just kids. I mean, you see celebrities doing the whole "I can't afford my cancer patient" or treatments.
Yeah, who was the guy recently?
Vanderbeek, James Vanderbeek, basically was selling off his memorabilia to pay for cancer treatment.
That's heartbreaking.
That's sad. That's how bad things are getting in this country for paying for medical costs.
Right, healthcare costs are insane. That not even the famous star-studded actors,
millionaires
can do this. Yeah. If millionaires can't do it, you don't stand a chance.
No.
That's heartbreaking news. That's America. So anyway...
that's why these radiothons are awesome.
Right, exactly. They help these parents, these families whose children have cancer, help shoulder some of the financial costs. So consider tuning in today at some point to Kicks 102.5 or Big Dog 97.9 as they do their radiothon to help raise money for this great cause, or go to newstalkkzrg.com, click on this story, and get the details on how you can help today. Really, really very awesome, important program that they're running. So that's awesome. Shifting gears, we've talked about this a couple of times this morning, but in case you missed it, it's kind of a big one. The Hopkins manufacturing plant in Miami, Oklahoma has permanently closed, resulting in the layoff of more than 100 local employees. That is really bad news. Now, apparently this kind of came out of left field. Apparently, Miami, Oklahoma Mayor Bless Parker and City Manager Tyler Klein, they didn't even get a notice of this until Tuesday of this week, that the shutdown of this factory was imminent. Done. It's happening. No saving it. Now, apparently, the Hopkins manufacturing plant in Miami, they work on car parts. That's what they build. More than 100 locals were employed there, no longer will be. There's several other facilities that are part of this Hopkins manufacturing empire, including one in Emporia and Edgerton, Kansas. And now they're on the chopping block. And the reason why is because this company's parent company, because every company has a parent company, has a shell company, has an offshore company, has all of it. That's how it works now. Their parent company are starting to look at basically filing for bankruptcy.
Plus, also, there's some fraud allegations against some former executives back in late of last year.
Ooh, that's never a good sign.
Which did not help.
Bad look all the way around. So that's sort of the update for you on that. And, these closures, we hear all the time, what can we do? What can we do? Not to sound like a doomer here, but, nothing.
No, that's Lucas's job.
That's Lucas's job. Lucas, I'm going to take your job here. Nothing. There's nothing we could do. What is the local government going to do? Pass a law saying that company's not allowed to close up shop? That's not how it works. This is America. Laissez-faire, free market.
The only thing the government could do is waste taxpayer money to prop said business up. Like we saw with the banks.
Well, right. In the 2008 crash, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a little bit slightly different than what's happening in Miami.
Sure, but...
I could see how
No, what Miami has to do is just try to bring in...
That's all they can do.
That's the only thing you can do is try to bring in businesses to at least sort of replace some of those jobs. It's hard. And it's not going to be right away. You just got to hope that people can stay afloat.
Right. Well, and it's one of the things I think that makes it hard for these local small towns to try and bring businesses in is that, from my understanding, and I could be wrong here, really the only tool they have to do that in is basically tax incentives. Hey, if you build here, we won't tax you for X amount of years. And then people get mad at that, saying, why is this big corporation coming in and we're not even going to tax it? They can afford it. Well, yes, they can. I agree. You would think anyway. Or at the very least, they'll just pass the, tax on to you, the consumer, via price hikes. But that's all the local governments really have to do to sort of coax them in here. Again, you can't pass a law that says we require so-and-so companies set up shop here. That's not how this country works. It may be in Soviet Russia you could do that, but not here.
But the thing is if you bring in another company and they hire employees, the cost of hiring the employees, that money that they give to the employees goes to the local economy.
Right, and that's the logic.
Which makes up for the amount that's being...
Right, in theory. And that's what the politicians will tell you. They'll say, hey, all the jobs it'll bring in, from the construction jobs to build the factory to the employment jobs to run the factory, that more than makes up for the tax incentives we're offering. And some people will disagree and say, I don't think it does. I don't believe you. I don't like the idea that these mega corporations are getting yet another tax cut. And I'm not saying one is right or wrong. I'm just saying those tend to be from my perspective, my mind, the pull and shove in those conversations. That seems to be the two sides of it. But anyway, KZRG News Time, 8:21.
KZRG's Big Three on News Talk, KZRG.
Number 3.
During his State of the Union address, Trump reiterated Iran has 10 to 15 days to come to a nuclear deal or face dire consequences. Now Iran is vowing a more forceful response and says that any U.S. troop operating in the Middle East will be an open target.
Number 2.
A Cuban Coast Guard vessel opened fire on a U.S. registered speedboat, killing 4 and wounding 6. According to Cuba, the speedboat opened fire on their Coast Guard first, and only then did Cuba use deadly force. Investigation underway.
Number 1.
Heartbreaking news, a crash in southeast Kansas taking the life of a Joplin teen. Around 7:45 Tuesday night, a car was on Turkey Creek Road about 3 miles north of Galena. The car crossed the center lane and struck a tree. Thoughts and prayers for the family.
Now, the KZRG question of the day on News Talk KZRG.
What are your thoughts on the Supreme Court ruling against Trump's tariffs? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or text us at 417-782-1310. Coming up, what's going on with technology and Kim Commando on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. If you're loving the weather, the sunshine, the warm temperatures, enjoy it, because by early next week, Mother Nature flips the switch. We've got rain and some cooler weather on the way. No rain through Saturday, though. 66 the high today. Even warmer tomorrow, 74, up to 78 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Does your daily life leave you thirsty for more? Does your wallet screech in pain when you attempt to quench that thirst? Professor Pennypinger here, reminding you to make this the year that you live your best life for the best price, thanks to the Zimmer Coffee Card and the Show Me State Beer Card. Each offer your favorite drinks for just $1 from area shops, bars, and restaurants. With a Zimmer Coffee Card, your morning mocha or afternoon pick-me-up latte is no burden at all. With your Zimmer Coffee Card, your specialty coffees are only $1 from 19 participating area coffee shops. And with the Show Me State Beer Card, you can get 2 beers for just $1 each from 23 area watering holes. Each card is only $20 and on sale now. Grab both at newstalkkzrg.com. Quench your thirst, live your best life, and save money with the Zimmer Coffee Card and the Show Me State Beer Card. Buy yours now for only $20 each at newstalkkzrg.com.
Got a vision in your head? A Pinterest board full of sparkle? Or maybe just a wild idea sketched on a napkin? At Como Jewelry, we love that. Our custom design process lets you dream big and be part of the magic from start to finish. We'll help you create a piece that's 100% you. Come see us in Pittsburgh or at our brand new Joplin location at 3401 North Range Line. Como Jewelry, your jeweler for a lifetime, and your custom creation headquarters.
Crime is already skyrocketing in 2026. You may already own a firearm, but before you face the financial, legal, and emotional weight of pulling the trigger, there's a smarter option. Byrna. That's BYRNA. Byrna makes less lethal launchers that fire tear gas and kinetic rounds designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to escape and call for help without deadly consequences. Their best-selling compact launcher is sleek, slim, and incredibly powerful. About the size of a smartphone, it's ideal for concealed carry, comfortable, discreet, and confidence building. It fires at 400 feet per second with serious stopping power, enough to shut down a threat fast without the legal and moral complexity of lethal force. Byrna is proudly American. Over 85% of components are U.S. sourced, and every launcher is hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. With over 750,000 sold worldwide, Byrna is best in class, and it's legal in all 50 states. No background checks, shipped straight to your door. Visit Byrna.com today and find the right launcher for your family. That's BYRNA.com.
I tried an experiment. I asked 4 major AI chatbots if and when the United States would strike Iran. I'm Kim Commando for LinkedIn. For small businesses, every hire matters. Get $100 off your first job post with LinkedIn Hiring Pro at linkedin.com/Kim. Okay, I use Google's Gemini, Anthropic's Claude, Elon Musk's Grok, and OpenAI's ChatGPT. To get real answers, you must coach each one before it will get to specifics. All agree that a war between the U.S. is imminent, but Claude first refused to cooperate, saying the president won't say, so no one knows. Later, it narrowed its opinion to March 8th, Saturday night, Sunday morning before sunrise. Gemini predicted the nights of March 4th or March 6th. Grok says the night of February 28th. That's this Saturday. Chat says the night of March 2nd, all using Jerusalem time for predictions. Now we wait. I've started a brand new free newsletter. It's all about AI. You can sign up right now at commando.com/ AI. For small businesses, every single hire matters. But finding the right person can take time and energy you just don't have. That's where LinkedIn Hiring Pro comes in. It's like having a smart hiring partner that helps you focus on the candidates who are a great fit, so you can hire with confidence. I know firsthand how time-consuming hiring can be. You're running a business, wearing a dozen hats, and you're sorting through countless applications, trying to spot that right person. Posting a job is easy. It's the finding, connecting, and screening applicants that you don't have time for. LinkedIn Hiring Pro handles it all for you, writing the job description, finding top candidates, even conducting AI-powered first interviews. Forget digging through countless resumes. Hire right the first time. Post your first job and get $100 off your job post at linkedin.com/Kim. That's linkedin.com/Kim. Terms and conditions apply. This is a total game changer. Don't miss out. Post your first job and get $100 off right now at linkedin.com/Kim.
Hey, join me, Sean Hannity, every weekday, 2 to 5. It's all happening right here on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Just before 8:30, Ted Bojorquez.
Steve Scott.
Lucas Davis.
Really quickly here, we got a text in from Eric. Eric asking Lucas Davis a hypothetical. Eric saying, would Lucas vote blue if he knew for a fact it would help kids with cancer? Hypothetically. You got 30 seconds on the clock.
What do you mean help? Would it cure kids with cancer?
Help. You get to define that.
No, because then we're helping now, and we didn't vote blue.
And we didn't have to.
If it cured kids with cancer, absolutely.
You'd vote blue?
Yeah.
No matter
One time,
who?
Sure.
If it cured cancer
One
kids.
time? Yep.
Yeah, I can see that. It's reasonable.
But otherwise, nope. If it just helped them, no.
No.
We're helping them now. Went from 20% to 80%. That's helping.
Yeah. Speaking of which, great news is that KZRG's sister stations Big Dog and Kicks are participating live right now in the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital Radiothon to help find a cure for cancer for kids. Not only does it help propel pediatric cancer research forward, but it also helps as a financial net network for families of children that have been diagnosed with cancer. A lot of the times your kid gets diagnosed with cancer and suddenly you realize the financial burden of that is more than your family can bear. This program and your donations help with that very issue. So go to newstalkkzrg.com, click on the St. Jude Children Cancer Research article, or tune in to Kicks 102.5 and or Big Dog 97.9.
It's going to be sunny today. We're expecting a high of 66. Great weather all the way through Saturday, up to about 78 on Saturday. But then we have a chance of rain starting on Saturday night. The high on Sunday only going to be around 51.
Coming up after the news, as crazy as this sounds, more news. A local arrest was conducted recently. We have the details on that coming up next. Good morning.
At 8:30, I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG. Jobless claims latest.
Iran talks update.
Nancy Guthrie search update. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG, topping out at 66 today. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith following sports. That'll be at 8:38. Lots of sunshine, 45 in Neosho, 43 in Pittsburgh, 43 in Carl Junction, 43 in Joplin. FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. News Talk KZRG. Not much changed in the number of people signing up for unemployment benefits last week.
New claims for unemployment benefits rose slightly last week to 212,000. Economists were predicting 215,000. The previous week's claims were revised higher to 208,000, though claims remain in the range of a healthy job market. Those remaining on benefits continuing claims declined to 1.83 million. Continuing claims were estimated at 1.85 million. That reading hit a 52-year low of 1.3 million in June of 2000. 2022. The February employment report will be released by the Labor Department on Friday, March 6th. Jenny Coselda, Fox News.
An update from the latest round of talks between the United States and Iran.
The goal of these talks is to avert a war and to get Iran to pull back on its nuclear program. After several hours of indirect discussion in Geneva, Switzerland, mediators said creative and positive ideas were exchanged. If President Trump chooses to attack Iran, the Iranians have warned that all U.S. military bases in the Middle East would become legitimate targets. A devastating war involving the whole region, warns Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff is leading the U.S. delegation. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Federal authorities assisting in the search for the missing Nancy Guthrie. Chanley Painter tells News Talk KZRG.
Federal investigators were here at the home yesterday for several hours, and significantly, it included federal prosecutors from the U.S. Attorney's Office here in Arizona. The group walked in and around this home looking for something specific, possibly. We don't know for sure, but this is the prosecutor's office confirming that, quote, they were at the Guthrie home with the FBI assisting with a routine legal process. What exactly that means and what their presence indicates, they did not specify. NBC is reporting that yesterday's visit and activity at the home was related to efforts to turn the home back over to the Guthrie family, seeming to indicate authorities have exhausted all potential evidence inside this home.
Sunshine 43, now 8:33. News Talk KZRG.
Our sister stations, Kicks 102.5 and Big Dog 97.9, are hosting the St. Jude Radiothon as they raise money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. All the money goes to helping kids with cancer get the treatment they need. Zimmer Marketing General Manager Mark Zimmer telling News Talk KZRG.
If listeners would like to make a donation, it would be greatly appreciated. They can call 1-800-341-4731 and become a partner in hope. It's $19 a month, which today is a fast food meal for one.
The Radiothon runs until 6 tonight.
Zora drivers, get ready for detours.
It's a long-awaited project on a busy stretch of roadway. Construction crews are about to start widening the road between Duquesne Road and Highway 249. Now, local access to homes and businesses along Zora Street will be maintained throughout the project. Closures and traffic patterns will change as the project progresses. It all should be done sometime this fall. It starts on March 3rd. Steve Smith, News Talk KZRG.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Sunshine, it's 43 at 8:35. News Talk KZRG.
In Missouri, absentee voting for the April 7 election started on February 24th. According to Jasper County Clerk Chuck Davis, no relation, for the first 4 weeks, you can vote absentee.
If you're going to be out of town or in the hospital or something of that nature, you can actually come to the courthouse and the court's building and absentee vote in person.
Anyone can absentee vote starting March 24th until the election. When you vote, bring your ID. Complete information inside this story at newstalkkzrg.com.
A major blueberry recall issued.
Federal regulators recalling 55,000 pounds of frozen blueberries in several states over a potential listeria contamination that could pose a life-threatening risk. The cases of the frozen blueberries from the Oregon Potato Company were distributed in Michigan, Oregon, Washington, Wisconsin, and also distributed across Canada. Symptoms of listeria infection include high fever, muscle aches, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. It is especially dangerous to pregnant women, newborns, and high-risk adults, including the elderly. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk KZRG.
In MLB spring training action, the Cardinals beat the Mets 6-0. St. Louis is back at it today at noon against the Astros. The Royals and Mariners tied at 8. Kansas City's back in action today against Arizona at 2. In D2 basketball, Washburn beat the PSU women 71-56, while the Ichabod men beat the Gorillas 88-49. Central Missouri women earned a 73-64 win over the MSSU women, while the UCM men earned a 95-69 win over the Lion men. In prep basketball, district action, Wheaton beat the McCauley girls 37-31. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Your news is service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Sell your unwanted gold and silver directly to the refiner for top dollar. They also sell gold and silver bullion. Galena Liberty Pawn, 708 South Main, Galena, Kansas. I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Next news, 9 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. If you're loving the weather, the sunshine, the warm temperatures, enjoy it, because by early next week, Mother Nature flips the switch. We've got rain and some cooler weather on the way. No rain through Saturday, though. 66 the high today. Even warmer tomorrow, 74, up to 78 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
No precipitation this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 45 in Neosho, 43 with sunshine in Pittsburgh, 43 in Columbus, 43 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time 8:38.
Hinkle's Ace Hardware, they got what you need there.
Whoa, easy there, killer. Is that neon salmon with a side of 1970s lime? Your walls aren't just dated, they are crying for help. It's time to neutralize the situation at Hinkle's Ace Hardware. We've got the on-trend palettes that'll turn your fixer-upper into fixed it. Grab the designer-approved colors you see on TV, like the Benjamin Moore favorites used by Dave and Jenny Mars on Fixer to Fabulous, or the iconic Magnolia Home line from Fixer Upper. This is quality stuff, folks. We're talking fewer coats, less mess, and low-odor formulas that won't clear out the house. These coatings are built to last with stain resistance tough enough to handle a scrubbing from a busy household. Save time, save money, and finally stop squinting at those walls. Visit Hinkle's Ace Hardware in Webb City or our location just around the corner from Freeman Hospital in Joplin. Hinkle's Ace Hardware for people with ugly rooms.
Neighbors helping neighbors, Hinkle's Ace Hardware Store.
I have a membership for clothes and still wear the same stuff every day. I have a gym membership, never use it, but I'm pretty much locked into it for the whole year. But there is one that I actually use and I can cancel whenever I want.
There's no such thing.
It doesn't exist.
Prove it. It's my Hurricane Car Wash membership.
Keep your ride spotless or cancel anytime with an unlimited wash Hurricane Car Wash membership. Get daily washes in the soft touch or touch-free bays 24/7 at all 3 of their locations, 2 in Carthage and 1 in Webb City. Hurricane knows you'll love the convenience of your membership and the look of a clean car year-round, but if you ever need to take a break, you can cancel anytime. You're never locked into your membership, so get the membership you will actually use, that you'll see the results, and you can cancel anytime. Download the Touch 4 Wash app today or find out more at hurricanecarwash.net. When the only thing strong enough to fight the dirt is a hurricane. Hurricane Car Wash.
What are you even doing here? That's what he asked me as we were both working at a furniture store. I'm Chris.
And I'm Zach. We're the window guys from Windows & More. I'd seen Chris on TV before doing Windows & More ads, and now he's selling couches with me.
My dad and I were running Windows & More together, but I needed that second job to make ends meet.
And I was ready to get out of the furniture store. So we started talking and figuring out how to make Windows & More work together. I would schedule us to close the store together, and we stayed after hours and mapped it all out on the whiteboard in the back room.
And the next thing you know, we're using Zach's garage as a warehouse and running Windows & More together.
And eventually, my wife wanted our garage back, so we moved to a new location, and we've kept growing ever since.
And it's all been because of your amazing support in a furniture store. Come see us at 976 North Central City Road in Joplin, or find us at windowsandmore.llc.
Never settle for less. The choice is clearly Windows & More.
Hi, I'm Nurse Morgan at Oasis Medical in Joplin. If you've been thinking about Botox, filler, or collagen-stimulating treatments, here's the truth. The magic isn't in just one treatment. It's about how they work together. Neurotoxins soften lines and help you look more rested. Hyaluronic acid fillers restores natural volume and enhances your features. And biostimulators gradually rebuild your own collagen for firmer, healthier skin over time. When strategically combined, these results are balanced, refreshed, and beautifully natural. Not frozen, not overdone, just you, elevated. At Oasis, every treatment plan is customized. Whether you want a subtle maintenance or full facial rejuvenation, we designed it around your goals. Because confidence isn't about changing your face. It's about loving who you see in the mirror. Book your consultation online at oasissalonanddayspa.com or call 417-206-9999.
Zimmer Cares, powered by Superior Roofing and Construction, is proud to partner with the Ronald McDonald House of the Four States.
My name's Jonathan Sperry. We ended up at the Ronald McDonald House when our twins were born. They came at 27 weeks. Both the girls were on the ventilator. They were only 2 pounds. And being that we live in Pittsburgh, it was challenging to be at their side all the time like you want to be. With the Ronald McDonald House being so close to Freeman, for us it was really just a no-brainer. And the staff is amazing. And the volunteers, they just took away all the anxiety, where to stay, what to eat, helping make us feel welcomed. If it weren't for what people give and what people do to donate to keep those doors open, it would have made a big difference for my life and for the lives of my daughters. I'm grateful to everyone who's ever donated.
I'm Lori with the Ronald McDonald House Charities of the Four States. And because of generous donors like you, our Gift of Light, Gift of Love campaign was fully funded. Thank you for believing in our mission. Together, we're making a lasting difference for families.
This is Buck Sexton. Join me and Clay Travis every weekday from 11 till 2 right here on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Going to be sunny today, expecting a high of 66. Tomorrow, sunshine 73. Sunny and near 78 on Saturday. Then the bottom falls out a little bit because we got some showers coming in. It'll be mostly cloudy with a 70% chance of showers on Sunday with the high near 51.
Zimmer Storm Center app, great way to follow along with all things weather. Always has been, always will be free to download anywhere you get your apps. KZRG News Time just before 8:45. Well, on Tuesday of this week, officers with the Parsons Police Department arrested a one Kevin Bellamy following a series of pretty wild incidences. Basically, at around 3 in the afternoon, just 2 days ago on Tuesday, Parsons police officers responded to a report of a dude on a bike walking around with a knife, a big knife. Apparently, there's some guy riding a bike with a giant knife. Parsons PD, they showed up to on South 31st Street and Frisco Avenue, that corner, and sure enough, there he was. Once they got there, they saw that the large knife descriptor might have been a little inaccurate because he wasn't carrying a large knife. He was carrying a machete.
That's a little bit bigger.
Technically a large knife, but
yeah, it is.
Definitely a different vibe than just a... when I hear large knife, I think, maybe he's got like a big steak knife. A machete is basically a sword.
Pretty much. A little bit smaller than a sword. Yeah.
It's like a little snub-nosed sword this guy had. And he was cruising around on a bike. Apparently, when police stopped to question him, it turns out that not only did he have a machete, but he also had marijuana on him.
What? Marijuana?
Still a no-no in Kansas.
Yes.
Still no bueno. He was on the wrong side of the state line carrying that.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, that would explain the machete. He needed to protect his marijuana.
So, and the big news was he was still on parole at the time of this encounter and was prohibited from possessing weapons.
Mm-hmm. Machete, definitely a weapon.
Yeah,
Steve puts it.
And on top of that, it's probably not a good idea to be carrying possibly allegedly marijuana and drug paraphernalia. It's probably also something that's not supposed to be carried if you're on probation.
I've never understood that. For people, if I was on probation, I would be an upright citizen. But then again, people like me that use logic like that wouldn't be on probation to begin with.
True.
I just don't, it boggles my mind. The other one that always gets me is, we hear stories all the time of, police pulled some guy over that was going 85 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. Turns out he had 16 illegal guns and a bunch of meth. And it's like, hey, man, if you're going to be transporting illegal narcotics and firearms across state lines, maybe don't get caught speeding. Maybe drive the speed limit to limit the amount of opportunities there could be for you to get caught.
Or maybe get one of those automatic cars, the ones that'll automatically do whatever it's supposed to be doing.
The Waymos?
With that or Tesla.
The self-driving?
The self-driving Teslas also.
Yeah. I just, it blows my mind. If you're going to be breaking the law in one way or another, why not just break that one law? My dad says it all the time, one law at a time. If you're going to break the law, break one law at a time. Don't go for 2, don't go for 3. Not to give the criminals free advice, but it just defies logic to me that anyone would be carrying a giant weapon like that and marijuana in a state where it's still illegal and be on probation. Pick one of those, brother.
So now that you've given that advice, are you going to charge for it since you're not going to give out for free?
I do charge for it. I am accepting baked goods between the hours between the hours of 6 a.m. and 1 p.m. Monday through Friday. If you want to drop off baked goods, Zimmer Store or the KZRG studios located on 32nd Street in Joplin, right by Food for Less.
Yes, and he's very hungry. I can see the glint in his eyes. It's like glowing.
My hunger, it knows no bounds. So anyway, details on that arrest can be found at newstalkkzrg.com. But anyway, in any case, what ended up happening is the Parsons police, they were able to detain him. He's now booked in the Labette County Jail. Of course, innocent until proven guilty, but it is true that we did, in fact.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got him, boys. We got him off the streets.
And you know what he said after they got him, don't you?
What's that?
I thought that was no.
No. All right, shifting gears here. We've been talking about it all morning. We're going to keep talking about it all day. And that is the fact that KZRG's sister stations, Kicks 102.5 and Big Dog. There it is. Big Dog.
Anything that rocks.
Anything.
Big Dog 97.9.
Anything and everything that rocks. They are teaming up today, all day until the wee hours of 6 p.m. with St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital to help raise money for kids with cancer. Not only is that money being used to help propel cancer research well into the 21st century, but it is also used to help subsidize the financial burden that is imposed on the families of the children that have cancer. Medical costs in this country are outrageous, as we all know. Imagine cancer. I mean, that's as crazy as it gets. So, if you want to tune in at some point today and listen to music for a good cause, today's the day to do it on Kicks 102.5, that's country music, or Big Dog 97.9, that's rock music.
Everything that rocks.
Yeah, I thought it was just classic rock, but apparently it's all the rock.
No, it's everything. I just looked at their logo. It says it right there on it.
Well, if the logo says it, you know it must be true. For instance, Red Bull's logo is it gives you wings. It says it on their logo, so it must be true, right, Steve?
Well, in our case, it might be everything that talks. Ted Bajorquez.
You know, you said that as a joke. I'm going to go to our marketing team right after the show. We are getting shirts with that because that, sir, is $1 million idea.
I'll take the check written to Steve Scott, please.
And he'll be taking it right to the bank. News Talk KZRG. Everything that talks.
KZRG's Big 3 on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
During his State of the Union address, Trump reiterated Iran has 10 to 15 days to come to a nuclear deal or face dire consequences. Now, Iran is vowing a more forceful response and says any U.S. troop operating in the Middle East will be an open target.
Number 2.
A Cuban Coast Guard vessel opening fire on a U.S. registered speedboat, killing 4 and wounding 6. According to Cuba, the speedboat opened fire on their Coast Guard first, and only then did Cuba use deadly force. An investigation underway.
Number 1.
Heartbreaking news. A crash in southeast Kansas taking the life of a Joplin teen. Around 7:45 Tuesday night, a car was on Turkey Creek Road, about 3 miles north of Galena. The car crossed the center lane and struck a tree. Our thoughts and prayers to the family.
Now, the KZRG question of the day on News Talk KZRG.
What are your thoughts on Donald Trump's, on the Supreme Court ruling, What are your thoughts on the Supreme Court ruling rejecting the Trump tariffs? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or text us at 417-782-1310. You can also leave us an open mic message on the KZRG app. And if you do so, we'll play it live on air here on on News Talk KZRG. Everything that talks. Steve, you got to trademark that so you get 10 cents every time we say it.
Sure.
Coming up later on today on News Talk KZRG, Chris Plant at 9, Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. They'll be here at 11, Sean Hannity at 2, Mark Levin at 5, and KZRG's newest show, The Vince Show with Vince Colonnese. That's live Monday through Friday every weeknight starting at 8. So tune into that on News Talk KZRG. Everything that talks.
Here is your KZRG forecast. If you're loving the weather, the sunshine, the warm temperatures, enjoy it, because by early next week, Mother Nature flips the switch. We've got rain and some cooler weather on the way. No rain through Saturday, though. 66 the high today. Even warmer tomorrow, 74 up to 78.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for watching. Teresa, nice reference. That's not a knife. This is a knife.
That's from Crocodile Dundee.
It is from